Oh, what's up, everyone? You know, day's going along. Can't complain. How's it going, Urka? Random guy. What's up, Ashley? James, Wayne, Blue Unicorn, Illinois. Good evening. Got some federal action today, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Wayne? Catching the live stream for the first time? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Stick around. Yeah, my presidential candidacy is in full swing. Please donate to your local pharmaceutical company, toxic waste facility. All the people who are going to be donating to my super PAC, all those giant corporations that support me, I need you guys to donate to them so that I can become president. Just trust me, guys. I'm a trustworthy candidate. Yeah, 2028 is going to be a wild year for us, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a wild year. I mean, the field's open. The competition's gone. Yeah, the Prison Builders Association, be sure to donate to them. They're one of my number one supporters. All the police unions, be sure to donate to them as well. They're definitely supporting my campaign. Because you guys know how pro-police I am. Who's my running mate? Let me think about it. We need somebody personable, somebody that people universally like. Maybe Joel Osteen, that preacher. That'd be a good one. Maybe I'll get Fauci. You know what? Donald Trump can't be president again, but what about vice president? What if I just ran with him as my vice president candidate? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that being president bars you from being vice president too, right? I don't know. Maybe we just found Donald Trump's election strategy. Let's see. What are you saying? Will you ever do videos that help teens and young adults to understand their rights in places like school or even in public? Video? Well, let me turn this music off. Making a video specifically for teens, I guess that's a good idea. I will say that I think that the hand guide, the book, is kind of set up for that too. So I think that really the book is accessible enough for teenagers to consume it and understand it. So I sort of killed two birds with one stone with that. But I mean, that's not a bad idea to just make a video about how to interact as a teenager. Yeah, do I expect teens to read? That's a good point. Yeah, there's probably very few avid reading teenagers. But honestly, there's probably very few teenagers who are interested in constitutional rights at all, So might be just a waste of time to make a video like that or anything tailored. Really what we need is the obvious, which is a school class that teaches them things like that. Or maybe like a specific history, like a section of their history curriculum that talks about rights. I feel like that would be more than appropriate. Dennis, I did see the thumbnail for that video, but I haven't watched it yet. Um, but yeah, I do know that it exists, and I'm sure that that update will be in a future ATA update episode. I'm actually working on one right now, so hopefully that'll make its way in there. Ooh, your teen is a reader. Thanks, Ashley. Didn't mean to showcase that, but hey. So first of all, I got something really interesting to show you guys from the last video, if any of you guys are here. Oh, thank you, Ill Doctrine. First of all, that's a really cool handle, Ill Doctrine. I like that. Does the Law Enforcement Bill of Rights really establish law enforcement officers as an elevated tier of citizen? Does the Law Enforcement Officer Bill of Rights really? Oh, you just said it twice. um, First of all, I need to dig more into this Law Enforcement Bill of Rights because that hasn't been something that I've discussed a lot, and I haven't done a lot of research specifically into that, mostly just because there really hasn't been an ATA episode that necessarily called for investigating this Law Enforcement Bill of Rights. But I can't imagine law enforcement officers ever being classified as an elevated tier of citizen by any constitutional means. So, I mean, maybe in some like political sense, as in like maybe in some policy or something to that effect, but I can't imagine that there would be a legitimate legal grounding for that distinction. So I'd have to say no, but that's, what classifying a tier of citizenship is kind of subjective in a lot of ways. So it'd be difficult I'd have to look into it more before I give you this random, just yes or no kind of answer. There's probably a more nuanced answer waiting in the wings for me to go check out and give you. What's up, Jesser and Catherine? So first of all, for those of you who tuned in to the last live stream, we've got an interesting development. Someone emailed me this very interesting thing. Any of you guys recognize this guy? Huh? Who's that? Who's that on YouTube with their whole YouTube channel of their own? What do you know? My man is a content creator with 20,000 subscribers. It's our old boy, Andy. Apparently, he doesn't work at a pizza shop, even though he looks like he definitely could. Yeah, his real identity brought to the forefront. We got it, boys. Yeah, that's Andy the cop, the undercover pizza ring cop. Oh, yeah. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because someone emailed it to me and I was like, oh, there he is. We got him. But yeah, apparently he has his own YouTube channel called Obscure Nerd VR, where he does a bunch of VR related content. And I imagine this is how he was found. His channel name, there it is. I imagine this is how the Law by Mike or whatever found this guy. They probably do pull from other creators, smaller creators, to participate in stuff like that. Makes sense, Yeah, I did watch one of his videos, this one right here, the one where he talked to Grok's unhinged AI. And it was pretty interesting. It was an interesting video. I don't know much about AI, so I guess any AI video is going to be kind of interesting to me. But yeah, what's up, Peter? All right, well, I guess we can jump right into some police interactions. First thing we're going to talk about is this Border Patrol checkpoint here. And I did write down a couple of things because I had a little bit of time before the stream, so I did a tiny bit of preliminary research, at least on this first interaction, because it's pretty clear within the first few minutes what happens. And so it was easy for me to look this up and kind of verify it. But I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself here. We got a Border Patrol checkpoint, and this video comes to us from Corners News, a great YouTube channel. I don't know how I'm not. Yeah, I'm on the ATA. I don't know how I'm not subscribed to him. He puts out some pretty good videos. I think I've covered quite a few of his stuff in the past. What's up, Atsumori? And so yeah, I believe I've spoken to him before as well. So this video is largely self-explanatory, so we'll just jump right into it.
Name and badge number?
I don't have badge numbers.
Name?
I don't have a name either.
What do you mean you don't have a name? You're a public servant.
I'm a federal agent.
Is it illegal to circumvent a checkpoint?
No, it is not. But it is reasonable suspicion to circumvent the immigration checkpoint.
You said you had reasonable suspicion.
Yes.
You know how reasonable suspicion works?
All right.
At this point, am I being detained?
No, you're not.
If I'm not being detained, have a
good
good day. No, sir. You just said I'm not being detained. All right, have a good day.
Let me rephrase myself.
I just want to say that I think I didn't watch this far into the video. I literally watched the first like 20 seconds and realized that this was going to be an issue about circumventing checkpoints, which I've talked about before on ATA, but I wanted to be a little more specific at least. Yeah, Michelle, I got your email. I just haven't had the time to reply. Just give me, I'll reply later tonight though. But I forgot where I was going with that. But oh yeah, this is unfolding quickly to be another situation where we have federal law enforcement officers who don't understand the dynamics of local law enforcement and how that works. Like federal law enforcement officers usually don't have to deal with things like probable cause and reasonable suspicion because they're not typically making stops like this. So they tend to be a little bit unfamiliar with this territory. And I think we're about to see this guy pull one over on him because of that. What's up, Show Me?
Now you're being detained.
Okay. Hello.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Name and badge number? Or
I
ID
don't
number?
have badge numbers.
Name?
I don't have a name either.
What do you mean you don't have a name?
As a federal officer, I'm not required to give you my name. I can tell you that I'm a border patrol agent here with Laredo North, and all I'm doing is a brief immigration inspection. It's just simply because when you went around the West Access in this vehicle with this type of trailer, you've given me some sort of reasonable suspicion. That being, we've had recent cases with vehicles of this type. So I'm just here to conduct a brief immigration inspection. Once I finish that, send you guys on your way. Have a great day.
Is it illegal to circumvent a checkpoint?
No, it is not. But it is reasonable suspicion to circumvent the immigration checkpoint, and especially in a vehicle of this type, where I just said we had multiple cases of human smuggling with vehicles of this type hauling trailers. That's why I'm asking for a brief immigration inspection.
Do you know how many times I circumvent a checkpoint?
A number of times, I'm guessing, so it happens more than once. So
at this point, am I being detained?
no, you're not.
All right. So I don't know if this is a continuation or a compilation. Hold on. Let me go back and we can see.
So
Didn't he have
at this
or no,
point,
he
am
had
I
a
being
different
detained?
body camera
No, you're
on.
not.
Okay, so here's what I wrote down at least. First of all, before I get into what I wrote down, I just want to give you preliminary take. The thing about reasonable suspicion is that it is always engaged through the lens of the court, with the totality of the circumstances doctrine being one of the primary way in which reasonable suspicion is analyzed. And although it's not necessarily suspicious and it's not illegal to circumvent a checkpoint, it certainly can be used as reasonable suspicion in certain circumstances. So one of the cases that I wrote down here was the United States versus Arvizu, which is in 2002. And basically a guy drove weird. He didn't even I mean, he circumvented the checkpoint, but he was doing some weird shit as he was doing it. So he didn't make eye contact. There were kids in his back seat that were waving all weirdly at the officers. And he basically took the last turn you could take before the checkpoint. And, you know, the Supreme Court essentially said, well, based on the totality of the circumstances, the fact that it was weird, they were behaving weirdly, his driving habits were strange, they were at a checkpoint, and he clearly circumvented the checkpoint, then that did amount to reasonable suspicion in that case. But another thing that this kind of hinges on oftentimes is whether or not you're actually in a border state. Because one of the things I found was that, for example, like in Illinois, the courts are pretty split there. So an appellate court has found before that a U-turn before the roadblock didn't automatically qualify as reasonable suspicion, and another appellate court has found the opposite of that. And then we have circuit cases like Cardona, which is in the Fifth Circuit, where essentially drivers were 40 to 50 miles from the border on sparsely trafficked roads, and the agents concluded that they likely came from the border. And so that, combined with the odd vehicle and circumvention, added up to reasonable suspicion. So we don't know all the circumstances involved in this video, but there's no doubt in my mind that there could certainly have been reasonable suspicion based on, you know, what may have happened that we don't see on the camera. What's up, Pinball and Julian? Good to have you here. But yeah, let's jump back into that.
Oh, sir. How are you doing today? Do you know why I stopped you today?
I don't.
Do you mind rolling down the window a little bit?
No, that's fine.
Okay. All right, sir. When you went around the checkpoint, one extremely high rate of speed. I'm doing a public safety stop.
Who are you?
United States Border Patrol, sir.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Second, you circumvented.
You enforce traffic.
Hey, sir.
You enforce.
Atsumari, I'm not exactly sure what the regulations are, and it's probably pretty state specific on, you know, how that works in tangent with this state law. So I don't know. That would take some digging into.
Traffic laws?
Secondly,
Do you enforce transportation?
I do not. But
Okay.
I can make a
Thank
public safety stop if it's for public safety.
What
When I was behind
safety?
you, that was in excess of 85 miles an hour.
What safety concern do you have?
I have safety concern for your high rate of speed on an unimproved road.
You have
West
have
Texas.
radar on your
Also,
vehicle.
I'm trying to get to this.
You
sir.
have radar
Sir,
on your.
You circumvented an immigration checkpoint. I'm not here to argue.
Is that against the law?
Circumventing an immigration checkpoint?
Is it against the law to circumvent checkpoint?
Circumventing
Is it against the law to circumvent?
Circumventing an immigration checkpoint is reasonable suspicion
For what crime?
for alien smuggling and narcotic smuggling.
You suspect me of
I just want to do a
smuggling?
quick immigration inspection and put you on your way.
you suspect me of smuggling?
Sir, I'm just doing a quick
You
immigration.
said you had reasonable suspicion.
Yeah, and see, this officer here should have said yes in that moment, that he does have reasonable suspicion if he believed he did. You know, I think he said unimproved road, as in a road that doesn't have good conditions.
Yes,
Of what crime?
this is reasonable suspicion.
What crime?
For alien and narcotic smuggling. This is a
You
known route for
believe-
alien and
You
narcotic
believe
smuggling.
I'm smuggling or have narcotics?
No, I just want to talk to you and do my.
You know how
immigration
reasonable
inspection.
suspicion works?
Yes, I do.
How does it work?
Simply, we have to have reasonable suspicion to
For,
stop a
for
vehicle
what?
to
Reasonable suspicion
continue
of what? Of a crime.
of a crime,
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
narcotics and alien smuggling.
You
sir.
suspect I have narcotics?
Sir, that's why we're doing the investigation right now. All
Well,
I
you
have
you,
to do
you
is-
can't pull over people because you have a hunch.
Yes, it's not a hunch, sir. It's reasonable suspicion.
See, this is something that I think a lot of people don't understand about reasonable suspicion. It is a very low bar. It, like when you say it can't just be a hunch, well, it's just barely above that threshold of being a hunch. So it doesn't take a lot to complete a totality of circumstances analysis and meet the threshold of reasonable suspicion. So if there was literally any other strange factor here that contributed to this officer's suspicion, it very well could be valid, although he's not really articulating himself very well right now.
What reasonable suspicion do
I
you
just
believe?
told you, sir. Circumventing the immigration
Objective
checkpoint
reasonable
is-
suspicion that I
Sir,
committed.
are you a U.S. citizen?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions. Ma'am, are you a U.S. citizen?
She doesn't answer questions.
All right. Give me one moment, sir. Hey, sir. You're good to go. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time.
Okay. I'll see you later, sir.
I'll say that what probably yeah, and that's a good point. And it is based on all the information known at the time, including what the officers know. And you don't know what they know or what they might have observed or might be applying their law enforcement experience to in order to justify reasonable suspicion. But I imagine what happened there, and the reason that he was just let go by this guy is because he probably ran his tag and got his information. And that's all he wanted anyway.
You're good to go. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time.
Okay. I'll see you later, sir.
All I'm saying is, I need you to answer a brief question.
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer
No,
questions.
sir. If you don't want, if you don't, you know what? If you don't even want to identify yourself as a, you're a piece. I mean, you're a public servant. You're a public servant.
I'm a federal agent.
Yeah, federal agents are, I mean, honestly, no cops are under any legal obligation to identify themselves, but especially not federal agents.
So I can't get your name? I mean, what if I want to file a complaint?
You can call and complain, and I can tell you. I can tell you.
Who am I gonna say?
my
Well, I gotta
identifier
complain.
is November 446.
Oh, okay.
you like
There you
that?
go. At least that. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
of course,
no, that's
of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and file a complaint with supervisors and stuff
Okay.
like that because
You're feel free to do so. You're gonna
Yeah.
call the Laredo North Border Patrol Station. It's the one on McPherson Road, and that's all.
if I'm
So this is a good question. Him asking the cops specifically if he suspected him of trafficking and smuggling, and the cop saying no dispels the reasonable suspicion. Well, first of all, the cop didn't say no. He did say yes, that's what he was suspecting him of. But it also would not necessarily dispel the reasonable suspicion, because officers can lie to you about what their suspicion is, what they think you might be doing. For example, if an officer, this is one that I use pretty frequently, if an officer pulls over someone they suspect of robbing a bank, and walks up to the car and says, "I pulled you over for your taillight being out," he's lying, right? But that's a justified reason to lie. There are situations where an officer might need to lie in the course of their duty, so they are granted that leeway. So just because a cop says something doesn't really mean anything. It's more about what they do and how they act.
not being detained, have a good day.
Question now?
No, sir. You just said I'm not being detained. All right, have a good day.
Let me rephrase myself. Now you're being detained.
Okay. Under what reasonable articulable suspicion?
Sir, I've just explained it twice to you, man. Like, do I have to go through it?
Of course, circumventing the checkpoint is not illegal.
It's not. And I've explained to you my
So
rules.
this is an illegal detainment.
It's not a it's not an illegal detainment, sir.
It is.
That's exactly right. Show me audits.
No,
it's not.
You can't pull people over.
Yes.
Name and badge number. What's your name? Vega.
Yeah.
So can I see that one right there? What does it say?
I don't have to give you my name.
Well, I'm asking you politely. You're asking me politely, right?
Hey, sir, you haven't provided your name, so I'm not going to provide.
My name is Luis. That's all I'm gonna give to you, man.
Okay.
All right. So just Google my goddamn fucking company and find out who I am.
Okay.
This is absurd. I cross every week.
Well, bro, this is the first time I'm meeting you.
And guess what? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back.
You know, what's funny is it's not the first time. They met a year ago.
5 times right now. And you ain't gonna do nothing about it. And this is harassing. This is what it is.
No, it's not harassing.
So all right. I mean,
just wanted this quick answer.
I ain't gonna help. I ain't gonna help you with your investigation.
He was kind of told that he wasn't detained, but only because this officer doesn't understand what exactly qualifies as a detainment. I don't think a lot of officers who don't operate in the local law enforcement sector, tend to think that a detainment only happens when you put someone in handcuffs or you control their movement. But, they, like I said, federal agents don't deal with Terry versus Ohio very much. They don't, they don't know about that stuff. So they tend to say a lot of shit that's just wrong.
I'm done talking.
Oh, so
Yeah, this is the same guy from
that's
the
fine.
first one.
He's good. Yeah. Have a wonderful day, sir.
Likewise.
Again, November 446.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, I got to say that, I mean, I can't take anything away from Corners because he did handle the situation and they did eventually leave. I imagine, though, once again, that they probably got his information from his tag. I mean, that's what he told them to do anyway. What's up, Adam? So, yeah, that whole situation was a little weird, and it's just one of those situations where we would have to know more information before we could make any like legitimate legal analysis on something like that. Because, like I said, circumventing a border patrol checkpoint could very well amount to reasonable suspicion, and if nothing else, it is certainly a factor in developing it. Even if you do it in a really innocent way, it's just so it's a hard thing to get over. Yeah, that's a good point. What a waste of resources while 300 pounds of coke got by. Probably so. Adam says, just got back from a city council meeting. Your new friend CJ Grisham was there and spoke. He's a pretty cool dude. Yeah, he is a really cool dude. And I would like to consider CJ and I friends. I covered something of his, got some stuff wrong, corrected the record. I mean, I have zero animosity towards CJ. I think he's an awesome dude and a great attorney. You should read some of his cases. He's very creative with his claims and the way he structures his cases. I like CJ a lot. I'll just say that. All right, we got another one here. This one comes to us from J Love Music Official. And he says he was stopped and detained by the Tampa Police Department for walking and talking on the phone outside of my home, and they were accusing him of a vehicle burglary. This I originally saw from BPcast channel. But this is obviously the original video. And I haven't seen, from here on out, I haven't seen any of these videos. So I guess we'll just get right into it. I think he opens this up with a good explanation. So let's just check it out and see what he has to say.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy J Love Music, and I'm back with another video. Now, in this video, a simple talking on the phone outside of my residence turned into me breaking into cars. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Take a look at the video.
Can I have your ID, please?
For
We got dispatched out here just
So we're just gonna verify that you stay here, man.
but I'm not committing a crime, and I do stay here.
Listen, I understand it, but you gotta understand. We got a phone call reference somebody. I called the person on the phone that described you to a T, minus the hairstyle.
Okay, I'm not doing anything wrong. Do you see any? When she stopped me the first time, she asked me about breaking into cars. I'm out here on the phone. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm walking around on the phone. Huh?
I said we got a call about people breaking into cars.
Right.
And you told me you lived here, right?
Right. So what that got to do with me?
Determine because we got an updated.
But I understand that. But I know my rights. I have not done anything wrong, and I haven't. I don't have to provide you guys any idea. I haven't done anything wrong.
Okay.
So how long have you stayed here at the complex? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't know, since July. August.
What tower do you stay in, if you don't mind me?
I mean, I'm not finna, like I said, I don't have to disclose that information because I haven't done anything wrong. Okay. I be out here every day just talking on my phone. This is what I do. This is my midnight. This is what I do. Stroll? Yeah, I do a stroll. This because my peoples, they get on my nerves sometime, and I don't like being in the house.
Fair enough.
So I'm always out here walking around. This is what I do. I talk on the phone. I can't talk on the phone.
And you said at no time tonight did you approach any cars, any people inside the car?
All I've been doing, like I said, I walked the garage. I came through the garage. I walked from floor to floor. That's it. That's it. I walk from.
Did you guys catch that? The officer just took snapped a quick photo of him just right there. And I think what he was doing was trying to get something so he could compare it to the surveillance footage that they probably haven't watched yet. I have a feeling that this is yet another case of let's detain people before we conduct a legitimate investigation. But look at this really quick. This guy, look at his phone right there.
Literally, all I've been doing, I like I said, I walked the garage. I came through the garage. I walked from floor to floor. That's it. That's it. I walked from floor to floor. When she pulled up, when she pulled up, I was sitting on the staircase. That's all I was doing.
Did you come in? Let me ask you this: did you run into or come in contact with any female tonight that maybe either had an awkward encounter with or anything like that?
I haven't seen no female.
Okay.
You didn't talk to anybody today at all?
No, I've been on the phone the whole time.
We got to update description with you with glasses on, so that's why I came.
I mean, I've been walking around, but I haven't.
So once again, you got to understand, we weren't here. We're getting phone calls. Okay, so
I understand.
Okay, so that's the reason why we're out here.
I understand.
Just like if you were to call us, you'd expect due diligence for us to do an investigation and figure out what's going on. Just like we have to provide with everybody else who's citizen to table. So all I'm doing is kindly asking if you provide your name. We see you live here, and then we'll be on our way.
I mean, I don't mind providing my name, but I really don't have to because I haven't done anything wrong.
We're just asking you.
My name is Emmett. That's all you're gonna get. But I mean, I'm cooperating with you guys, but at the same time, I know my rights. I haven't done anything wrong. As far as me, it's not against the law to be scrolling out. It's not against the law for me to be in this garage, you know what I'm saying, scrolling, talking on the phone. Now, if somebody assumes,
once again, if you're doing that, yes, but if you're here for nefarious reasons, we're not saying you are, you understand that we have to come out here. And
of course,
the expectation is if somebody calls and says, "Hey, this is what's going on," because they have a fear or a concern, that we have to come out here and investigate it. So that's Emmett. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at.
Damn, I mean, god damn, I can't even walk around.
All right, let's talk about it. So, first of all, I'll say this, that I don't think he's on a public sidewalk. All right. He's at an apartment complex. There are sidewalks on the apartment complex. I'm highly doubting that this is public property. But that doesn't really change the analysis too much. I think it seems to me like so far, this has been a purely consensual encounter. I haven't seen them demand anything. They've asked pretty aggressively, but they have yet to say they've yet to say anything that would lead him to believe that he's under a legal obligation to provide his ID. So again, I don't think he hasn't committed the crime, but here's what the cops have, just looking at this from their perspective. They were called based on a report that someone could potentially be breaking into vehicles in a private parking garage. They go, they find someone near the parking garage and ask them if they live there. So far, I think that that's relatively acceptable behavior for this situation. But what I will say is that I hope, and we don't know whether this is the case or not, but I would hope that they have taken the trouble to go actually look at the surveillance footage, if there is any, and maybe do things that way. I think that would be the most efficient way to go about this. But I don't see anything necessarily wrong so far.
Goddamn, and talk on the phone. I literally been on the phone for an hour and 30 minutes.
Not chill when I talk to you, right?
I mean, that's cool and all, but that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? My time is being interrupted from talking on the phone, finishing my conversation because I'm talking to you guys.
Called here, okay, because we're getting called here by other folks that have concerns. So that's the reason why I heard
one person.
Yeah. But all it takes is one person to see somebody that has a concern. Correct.
But,
just like if you
but what did she say she saw?
She said that you were going up to vehicles. She said somebody with your description, not you, just somebody with your description. Said they went from that tower over there to this tower over here.
I mean.
Okay. Someone please let me know what the actual criminal part of that was? Like, what crime are they investigating? I don't like walking from one parking garage to the other, or saying you were standing near a car in a parking garage. Nothing about that is illegal. I don't. Like, where would they qualify the fact that there was law enforcement needed here at all? It seems like you could pretty conclusively say so far that there's nothing here to investigate. Yeah, that's a good question too, Catherine, is whether or not that call was made anonymously, because that's going to be a big factor in determining reasonable suspicion. I guess they're still getting details though, because they're saying that this guy fits the description all of a sudden. But yeah, standing near someone's car or walking from one parking garage to another, I don't hear anything criminal in that description.
Yeah, I did walk from that tower, but I mean, I've been literally walking around. That's all I've been doing.
Or maybe somebody that was coming home late misinterpreted your actions. Okay, you're not in cuffs right now. I just asked you what your name was. That's it. Okay, we've come respectful. She already.
He says here that he's being detained, but I don't think he's actually being detained. I mean, unless something happened prior to the recording starting, no one has said that he's been detained. As far as I can see right now, he should be able to just walk away. Flanking him is something to consider, because the presence of officers is a factor in determining whether someone has been de facto arrested or through a show of authority has been placed under detainment. But, we don't know what happened prior to this, but from what we can see on the video, this seems totally consensual. Sorry.
Encountered you before.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I'm cool with that. It's just, like I said, my time, what I'm saying, means everything to me. And like I said, I literally had to interrupt a phone call because I kind of figured something when she approached me the first time. I kind of figured something was going on. So that's why I got up, I left. You know what I'm saying? I already knew she was coming. I saw you come in with your partner the second time. I hurried up and, hey, let me go on. Let me go on somewhere. But I ain't doing nothing wrong. I mean, obviously, I ain't gonna stick around if I was either. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's just I just graduated with my master's degree in criminal justice, bro.
You graduated with a master's in criminal justice and you're talking this much? Dude, shut the fuck up. If you know about criminal justice, you would know to invoke your Fifth Amendment right. Because that is my biggest critique so far, is just how much this guy is talking. All you had to say is, I live here. I've just been walking around. That's it. Just tell them that you live here and provide them an explanation of your actions. And that should be enough for them to dispel the suspicion of non-criminal activity that was reported. I mean, I don't even know what they're investigating at this point, but yeah, he is talking way too much.
So I'm not out here trying to do anything. You know what I'm saying? I understand. That's why I got my camera out. I do this all the time. I travel from state to state doing this. But I'm not doing.
I kind of think this guy's fucking full of shit, to be honest. I highly doubt he travels state to state doing this, or that he has a master's in criminal justice. I think he's kind of just talking out of his ass right now. I can't imagine pursuing a master's in criminal justice while simultaneously traveling state to state to, I don't know, exercise your rights or whatever.
Want anything wrong? I'm just on a personal conversation or a phone call. And I've been on the phone call for like maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours on the phone.
So I think that's his biggest dispelling evidence here, is that he can show them, look, I've been on the phone for the past hour and a half talking to someone. And that should clue the officers into the fact that he's probably been captured on a surveillance camera somewhere at some point. So that is the obvious next step in investigating this non-crime.
Fair enough. Okay. Would you be willing to provide us with your last name?
No.
Okay.
Because I haven't committed a crime.
Okay. That's it.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
And that's the video, you guys. Thank you for watching. This your boy J Love Music. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Facebook, on all social media platforms. J Love Music. I'm out of here.
All right. Again, non-crime investigation. Not sure what crime was going on there that would have warranted a legitimate investigation, but at the same time, I think that he did pretty terrible in that situation. He stayed there and engaged in a consensual conversation with these officers for no reason. I mean, as far as I could tell, he was not detained at any point. He even gave him his first name. I think that the best way to handle that, if everything that we saw was all that we need to see, is just to say, this is my apartment complex. I live here. And I'm not doing anything illegal. I haven't been doing anything illegal. If you want to check the cameras, feel free. That would have been the end of it. I would probably give him, as far as, for an ATA grade, there's a lot of nuance taken into account for that. And a lot more thorough analysis is given. But if I were to give him a grade, it'd probably be like a C. Because again, he just stayed there, engaged in a consensual encounter for no reason, and did not invoke his right to remain silent at all. So it'd be like C plus range, I think. Yeah, there you go. I live here. Now, am I being detained or am I free to go? That's basically all you needed to say. All right, we got another one queued up here. Now, this one from Daniel English is the YouTube channel. No description. We'll have to figure this out as we go, but we do know that it took place pretty recently, July 9th, which I guess we could have gleaned from, or no, this says August 9th, right? No, September 9th of 23, but this says July 9th of 25. I would probably defer to this date over this one. And this was uploaded. Okay, this is the same date that it was uploaded. So this is probably the upload date, and then we have the interaction date up here. Yeah, you can't grade a master's in criminal justice. Yeah. I'm illegal as hell. Yes, gingers do have feelings. Most of them are rage, but they do have feelings. Thanks, Darren. Can we vote for grades? That's a good idea. I like that idea. Vote for grades sometimes. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that on this one. I haven't seen this video, so I don't know what it's all about. But we can do that on this episode for sure. Well, yeah, let's just jump into it. Again, I haven't seen this. Don't know anything about it. We'll figure it out as we go. Apparently, there's no audio right now. See if I can get us to the audio.
Our car's yelling at the idiot behind me. He's back at his shit again. So we come home. He's got his loudspeaker out. F this, F that. He has his right to free speech. Mm-hmm. Okay. So my son's got a kid here. Walks down the cul-de-sac. I was like, don't. Just leave him alone.
Yeah.
So now he wants to come out on the sidewalk and threaten to kick all of our asses, and he could take all of us and hurt us and all this. And we just walked away.
Right.
So we're walking back up Larry's property there. I know where the property line is.
Right.
It's just to get the fuck off my property. It's not on your property, bud.
Yeah.
I said, don't touch me. I just kept walking. Something's got to be done about him. He's
bug on your collar. You got
sorry. But something's got to be done.
No, I get you. I mean, we're as tired of it as you guys are. I can tell you that.
I know y'all are.
in, the legality aspect,
Yo, what's up, Billy?
where our hands are tied for the most part. I mean, some things obviously that we can document and try to send up to the prosecutor's office, but.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Because I know we were staying out in the cul-de-sac on the side. He's like, get the fuck off my property. I'm like, not on your property, dude. I'm on sidewalk, public property.
Yeah.
He says, I'll just kick your ass here. Don't touch me. I think he needs to be in the hospital. I think he's like, I legit went over there just to like try to be nice, and I'm standing out in the cul-de-sac. Hey man, I got a little kid. She doesn't need to hear that kind of stuff, Just, I don't care if you play it in your garage, just play it where you can't hear it, you know what I mean? And he immediately, just like instantly came to the end of the driveway and got my face. And I was like, all right.
I'm getting the feeling that we're dealing with like a Kyle situation here, like the drunk stepdad who goes out into his garage every day when he gets home from work and just drinks beer and listens to fucking Creed really loud or something like that. That's like what they're making this guy out to be. Like he's just a neighborhood troublemaker. We haven't seen this guy yet, but they're already saying that he needs to be put in a mental institution. So this should be interesting. This should be very interesting.
I'm done. I'm not trying to go to jail or fight anybody.
Right.
Or silly shit, but
Yeah.
I'm also tired of them. This is my childhood home.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, your buddy back there. Hey, my buddy. I know. He's nobody's buddy around here. That dude is a psychopath. He is about an inch from where he's exploding. He's gonna hurt somebody like that. Watch. Somebody got my mouth the door. Yeah. So it's just,
you guys are making a lot of trips out in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get this settled one of these days.
Hopefully. I mean, like I told him, we want it to be over with just as much as you guys do.
You guys out here a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's everybody calling. Has he?
Hey, don't take that as any shade at Creed. I'm not saying Creed's a bad band or anything like that. I'm just saying there's a certain type of person that tends to listen to, like, be the biggest fan of Creed. Creed has some good songs. And if you think that's wrong, you're just being a contrarian. They objectively have a few good songs.
Ever been like arrested or taken to the hospital at all?
We charged him, and the prosecutor has not pursued the charges.
I know that's probably frustrating for you guys too.
We have never had the opportunity to make a custodial arrest on him, where we could go straight there and just take him straight to jail. We've never had the opportunity. There's certain things that we gotta have
for
to
sure.
do that.
So what's he got to do?
But we've sent
Yeah, we stereotyping Kyle's in here, ladies and gentlemen.
charges to the prosecutor, and they have not pursued this any part of it.
Because everything he breaks is like local ordinances and shit. Like,
But not just that. I mean, we've tried to hit him on the disorderly conduct a few times, and prosecutor picked it up.
I'd go get.
All right, so that tells me a few different things, right? So the cop just said, we've tried to hit this guy with disorderly conduct a few times, but the prosecutor refused to follow through on the prosecution. So that makes me think a couple of different possibilities, right? Either, one of them being this guy's just a menace and he's doing just enough to piss people off, but not quite enough for it to be criminal, which I think is probably the less likely chance. But then there's also the fact that people, when you become the enemy of your neighbors, they look for literally any reason they can to call the cops on you. And it could very well be the case that this guy had annoying neighbors who didn't like him. He didn't fit in the neighborhood. And as a result of that, he's been involved in several different police interactions. And they've tried everything, but they've failed to actually get anything criminal on this guy. So they're talking all this shit about him, but I'm still going to reserve my judgment of this guy's character and what's going on here for what he actually does, which I think is what everyone should do here.
I'm riled up real quick. Right in front of you as you guys are pulling in. It's pretty easy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow. That sucks. I know you guys hate getting bothered, but like. I think they're working on it downtown. I think Chad or somebody trying to push that through.
haven't passed yet.
No.
Like noise ordinance.
Yeah.
But still, what is that, like a fine or something?
Yeah.
Well,
Like
enough times it can be cleaned
Well,
up to serious.
I tell you what, the time that I remember when the lady across the street from us, which you've been over there a few times, but that was when part of the beginning that the kid had blown the grass out on the street, and he was over there, and he called him like, come out of the house. I want to talk to you. Come on. Well, who's going to stand up against a man like this?
You know, this is part of the reason I can never be a cop is because I just don't have the patience. I've been in so many situations where I'm interviewing someone for a story or whatever it may be, and they go off on this fucking 45-minute tangent about some bullshit about their life that's totally irrelevant to what we're fucking talking about. And you just have to sit there and smile like, yeah, yeah. Oh my God. I can only imagine how often that happens to police officers. And God, that would test my patience because it is absolutely grueling to get through.
Little guy, you know, he really was.
Unfortunately, somebody's going to make a stupid mistake or that. And that's what we have to separate. I can't just say that. Because I don't trust him as far as I'm throwing.
Yeah, couldn't get himself off.
And we're old.
Yo, I just want to say, to be fair, it's not that I'm like necessarily very patient with you guys when we're doing the call-ins. It's just that I want to talk to you guys. I really don't mind sitting through your stories and your life. I mean, we are friends in a lot of ways, you know, this community and me, we got a special relationship going on, but it's totally different when it's just someone who you need the information from. You know, you don't need their whole life story. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's a pleasure to be patient with you guys, but in other contexts, this can be very annoying and brutal.
He got his parking place.
I saw that. I saw his trucks go. His fingers in front of his house.
He's parked between two driveways that are not his, just for aggravation. And so he moved it, and so the guy that was there, which is his house, he parked there.
He'll never sell his house with all that shit going on. Right. So there's not a thing we can do.
No, not at this moment, unfortunately.
He didn't threaten anybody.
No, he tried to kick all of our asses.
Yeah, he said, I'll beat your ass. I mean, and I purposely like walked through his property, went out into the cul-de-sac, and stood. I never crossed the threshold ever.
Yeah, because he followed me down there to his property so he could fuck off my property. I said, dude, it's not your property. See my fence line? That's Larry's line too. I said, I know where my property line is.
The only thing we do is send a report for intimidation to the prosecutor.
Yeah. Right.
Well, that's
do that.
something.
Yeah, do that. The more I can follow it. Then you get no wall. The more.
Are they actually going to talk to the guy that these people are calling about? I mean, like they're just over here dicking around instead of like doing anything.
Hey, will you run upstairs and grab my driver's license? It's laying on my nightstand as you go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Johnson.
All right.
And I went to the same soccer.
What's up, Mike?
Okay.
All that information.
That's funny, Jesser. This is like the worst episode of King of the Hill. we even got all four guys here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even wrestling anymore since the kid and a full-time job, and overtime. And,
812-431.
I gave it up. It was a lot of travel.
So he didn't go on. He's the one that originally went over there to ask him to send you.
Yeah, he's the one that walked over. It's my son.
Okay. So he threatened you too.
Oh yeah.
You don't live here?
No, I
You
live
have
in
your driver's license?
Yeah, I drive.
Yeah, you've been going enough for a while.
Yeah, boy, we got this dang on neighbor, dang on making a lot of music, keeps on driving and dang on pissing off the neighborhood, dang on, dang on.
Yeah, somebody's gonna snap. He's gonna say something to the wrong person, and somebody's gonna drop him.
Did he lose his job?
I don't know.
He's been home.
I hope he did.
He's not working.
I hope he left this up.
And I don't know if he's on unemployment or what. But he hasn't worked for the last couple of weeks. So
this is just a shit talking party. Like they just it seems like they just called the cops so that they could bitch about this guy to somebody else. Like they've just been talking to each other enough about this. There's nothing left to be said to each other about it. So they got to call somebody. Somebody's like got to hear their bitching. So here's the cops.
Probably the first one gets laid off, I bet you.
With the temperamental like
Yeah.
that. Imagine that.
I don't know if he got laid off or got fired.
This is slowly turning into an episode of Mari from King of the Hill. We're just on a daytime television extravaganza here.
You know, somehow or other, I used his daughter as a junior in high school at Southmore, and I've used her to help me in the yard. So I'm still in communication with him.
Yeah.
And I don't like a thing that, my windows next door to him, they rattled several times with his.
Our whole house rattles.
And getting on my wife's nerves. You're like,
I think both of these cops are really regretting their life choices, dude. This is like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to participate in this situation.
When I got here at midnight, fire was hard. Just wake everybody up.
Yeah, yeah. Intentionally.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know this was Sheriff. Figured it was Newburgh. Just on the other side of the road, Newburgh.
Pretty much, yeah.
Up there about where Jim lives. So I know when you see Newburgh come out, they'll say, "Oh, I gotta wait for Sheriff."
Yeah.
That's just them being lazy too.
Pass the buck.
You can
County.
pass that on, too. I know. Oh no, that's on their line. I already talked to Chip, the sheriff at Henderson County, and they wait to see if Evansville is going to respond out to Marina Point because he says technically it's still Henderson County.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Marina Point, the state line is right in at middle of Marina Point.
This is brutal.
Right.
Please tell me they. This whole thing is just a gossip.
If they wouldn't put them in the back of the cop car and drove them.
Good night.
You too.
Oh my God. I don't know why that was even uploaded to the internet. Literally nothing happened in that video. We could conclude nothing. This is, I mean, like we said, that was basically just the worst episode of King of the Hill ever. That's basically what we just watched. Gosh, if anyone's just now tuning in, you didn't miss any fucking thing. Holy shit. That was the worst. Yeah, I want that last 10 minutes back too. But hey, I mean, at least I can't even think of any positives from that. That sucked. Yeah, we can't even rate anyone here. Is this some nosy neighbors? That's right. I guess, yeah, A, B, yeah. I mean, they didn't even do anything. Yeah, I'll give myself an F for watching that video with you guys. Yeah, we all got to spend some time together. Yeah, we got quality time. We got to talk shit about the shit talkers at the very least. But hey, we got more. We got more videos coming up. So, all right, this one is from News Now Patrick. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are well versed in the I don't know how many of you guys are well versed in the lore of the auditing community, but News Now Patrick is actually pretty well known, or a pretty big auditor in the whole scheme of things. Now, granted, nowadays he doesn't have nearly the same degree of influence that he used to have, and some of that is because of him having troubles with YouTube, especially in the beginning. This was an auditor who was around in the auditing scene well before a lot of the people who are there now. He was kind of there in the Tom Zebra days, the real early days of Photography Is Not a Crime and Jeff Gray. But he kind of fucked up his own YouTube career in a lot of different ways. One, by doing audits that were absolutely terrible. And, you know, he was not a very well-informed individual. And two, he did a lot of begging from his community, which I think ultimately ruined his following. He did a lot of I'll put it to you this way. Back in the early days, auditing, well, you did not make a lot of money on YouTube from auditing. There wasn't a big community around it, and the content was just naturally controversial. So that led a lot of YouTube to remove a lot of that content and demonetize it. They changed their tune in 2021, but the majority of his career existed prior to that. So not only did he not make a lot of money doing auditing, but when he did ask his audience to give him money to do auditing, they took that as e-begging and, you know, whatever, what have you. And probably rightfully so, because Patrick is kind of a weaselly little shit sometimes, but you know, it is what it is. He was just kind of in a bad place in a bad time. Now, I don't know if this actually features Patrick, but we'll see. And again, I'll say that he was not the most informed auditor by any stretch prior, or, you know, back in the day. So we'll see.
Huh? Where?
Right here.
Right here? I can't see because of the light.
Okay, what are you doing?
Where you want me to stand?
Right there.
Where?
What are y'all doing?
Right here where I'm at, or I can't see because of the light.
Why do you have that over your face?
Because of COVID. Why? What's up?
You got your ID on you?
Let
me see your ID.
Why?
Let me see your ID.
For what?
Let me see your ID.
For what? I'm asking for
because
what?
you're being a suspicious person right now. Let me see your ID. If you don't give me your ID, if you don't give me your ID, you can go to jail.
Jail for what?
Failure to identify.
Okay. Are we under?
Okay, we don't know where this is at, but man, this is already going terribly. I'm not sure if this is Harris County. It very well could be. And considering it's a constable, that makes it even more possible. But again, you know, I'm sure you guys don't need me to say this, but just walking around at night with a mask on, highly doubt that that's reasonable suspicion. And if this is in Texas, let me check the description really quick. Yeah, it doesn't say, unfortunately. If this is in Texas, we all know that 3802 is clearly the doctrine of whether or not, or the statute for whether or not you are legally obligated to identify yourself. I highly doubt this lady can just rolls up on them and immediately has reasonable suspicion based on that. And so you're from Houston and you're sure that that's a Harris County car. Makes sense. I wonder if this ever went to a court, I wonder if it went before Judge Fleischer. You know what I mean? That'd be interesting.
Under arrest?
You're being detained right now.
Okay.
For
Well,
suspicious activity.
3802 says we're only failing to identify.
He invoked 3802, so confirmed we are in Texas.
If we're already under arrest and we failed to identify at that point, we'll give false information
I have
for
a witness
crime.
who says that y'all been looking in vehicles.
Okay, is that a crime?
Therefore-
That's not a crime, looking in vehicles.
Well, when you're being very suspicious about it.
How?
With the flashlight.
Okay, now let me say this. Now she said we got a call about someone looking into vehicles, which Patrick is right. That's not a crime. There's nothing illegal about peeking into someone else's vehicle. But when you're walking around a neighborhood at night, wearing a mask with a flashlight, looking into people's cars, that very well could constitute reasonable suspicion that you may be breaking into someone's house. And I will direct you to the Terry versus Ohio case to back me up on that, because this is almost the exact same situation that spawned the Terry case. Looking like people acting suspicious, potentially doing criminal activity is exactly what the Terry case qualified as reasonable suspicion. So I would think that if what she's saying is true, then she probably does have a reasonable suspicion. But that still doesn't give her the authority to demand their ID in Texas.
I don't know. We could be looking for a dog or a cat. What do you mean?
Inside a vehicle?
Did you see us look in vehicles?
Inside a vehicle.
Did you see us look in the vehicles, ma'am?
A witness did, who I can attach to a report. So you have your ID?
Where's the witness?
She's actually right there.
You talking about the young lady that was hiding in the car and he like lit her up to see what she was doing because he thought she might be burglarizing the car?
Oh, and now I know who this other person is too. The other person that you can't see, sorry, I shouldn't have swapped cameras. This other guy right here sounds like News Now Houston. I'm trying to recall his name. I can't recall it right now, but he's actually in prison at the moment, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to slander the guy, so don't take this as gospel. It's been years since I looked into this, but I think it was related to some charges dealing with minors, if you know what I'm saying. David. Yeah, that's his name. Maybe one of you guys can clear that up, but I know that he at least has a history of those types of charges. So yeah, maybe, I mean, and granted, don't get me wrong, he did some auditing in the past. News Now Houston, David, this guy you're seeing off camera right here, that was good. He was not a bad auditor, but questionable character to say the least.
Is that the person you're talking about? No.
What did you mean?
I don't know.
Okay, what I will do, call my sergeant. That way we can go ahead and have charges.
Charges for?
Failure to identify.
Call the sergeant.
To a police officer.
Call the sergeant. 3802 says you only have to identify if you've been lawfully arrested. Am I under arrest for something?
You're not being arrested right now. You're being
How
detained.
we can't fail the ID if we're not under arrest.
You can't fail the ID then.
I don't get it.
How long have you been a police officer?
Hey, are we free to leave?
And he was passing by, and he was in there flashing the lights in the car, and I said, "What are you doing?"
So you got two people sitting in a car, and he lit you up to see what you were doing to make sure you weren't burglarizing the car.
He lit up that white car right there.
I hate how he's trying to twist the narrative right now to make it seem like what they were doing was reasonable, but what these people perceived was unreasonable. That is a complete mischaracterization of this. Normal people don't fucking walk around flashlighting people's cars to see if someone's breaking into it or not, especially if there's people occupying that vehicle. I mean, he's essentially making the same argument that a police officer would make in this situation, that he should be able to walk up and look into people's cars. Just, I mean, is that the standard for reasonable suspicion for an average person to go doing this? It's kind of ridiculous that he's trying to paint out someone who found him suspicious by flashlighting them in their own car as the person who is acting unreasonable right now. That's just insane.
Okay. And he was looking inside of it.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. You don't know what I'm doing.
Every single car.
Go ahead and.
I didn't light up anything.
Yeah. And I asked, "What are you doing?" He said, "Shalami hala" is what he said. What does shalami hala mean?
I'll go get you information. Okay.
So you don't even know what it means, but you think it's a bad thing?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I didn't lie anything. You're the one lying.
Y'all
Good gosh.
I've been going to each car
No.
with the flashlight.
No, that's
okay.
not,
What are y'all doing?
Walking down the street.
Okay, why are y'all? Where do you live?
Why?
What does it matter? We haven't done anything
I'm
wrong.
asking a question.
Hey,
Chill out.
Okay,
Chill
where
out.
do you live?
Hey, you don't need
Where
to
do
raise your
you
voice
live?
like that. Why does it matter where we live?
Where do you live?
Why are you raising your voice like this?
Where do you live?
Why?
Okay.
Call the sergeant. Call the sergeant.
I am.
Okay. Call the supervisor. You're raising your voice, being very disrespectful. Mark wouldn't appreciate it. Mark would not appreciate it. Mark would not.
Screaming.
You're screaming at us.
Who are you to scream at me? I paid your.
Yeah, and it's equally ridiculous that this cop thinks she's not being an asshole right now. She totally is. This is one of those situations where basically everyone here is wrong and being an idiot. With the exception of the people who actually made this complaint, because I think that's a valid reason to call the police if you see someone who you believe who fits all the factors of potentially being involved in burglarizing cars. It would make total sense to call the cops in a situation like that. And I think it's this is again, like, this is why I don't like audits like this that intentionally involve private citizens. Amagansett Press is one of the biggest violators of this. I think that you do nothing for the auditing community when you make the auditing community look like this and be perceived as troublemakers by the public. You're really just setting back the entire movement and robbing credibility from the legitimate things you're trying to accomplish with that with that um with that movement. Sorry. Shared News Now Houston's TDC inmate page in chat. Okay. What's up, Metro? Thank you for the $2, brother. Did you? Let me see that. Email it to me, because sometimes it won't show up in the chat for whatever reason. If you email it to me, I'll show it on the stream.
Professional.
How am I being disrespectful?
You're screaming in her face. That's very disrespectful.
When did I get inside your face?
Just now.
No,
Your
sir.
body cam shows that.
Because you came to me.
You came to us.
How?
You stopped us.
Okay, a witness just saw you. Several cars.
Several cars?
Several cars.
Uh-huh.
What they said.
So if we put a light on a car, that's criminal activity, yes or no?
It's suspicious activity.
It's criminal activity, yes or no?
Suspicious activity.
But that's
It's suspicious activity that you could reasonably infer would involve criminal activity. So it's meeting the threshold here. It's reasonable for them to have this suspicion that criminal activity might be afoot. We're meeting all the standards here.
it's not criminal. Thank you. Call the sergeant. Do it now. Do it right now. Hey, it's not a good tactical advantage to put your back to us. Well, I mean, you haven't patted us down. You don't know if we have weapons.
This, and again, saying shit like that is so dumb. It's just gonna hurt your case. Like, how are you gonna explain that to a judge? Like what you were just saying there, what you meant by that. Hey, it's dangerous to turn your back to us. You don't know if we have weapons. Are you making an implicit threat by saying that? Like, what is going on? What is the intention behind doing that? And this is just going to be a point where the prosecution or defense or whatever, the other party involved in this would be able to say, look at how he was acting. Look at the things he was saying. He was being very threatening, aggressive. Just play into the whole criminal aspect of this. Yeah, and not to mention, yeah, the cops are going to gaslight the fuck out of that. You're right, Billy. Yeah, just shut up. Just shut up. Do your audit and be quiet. Invoke your right to silence. I mean, you guys are seeing why I have so many issues with how this guy decides to do audits. It's never going to change.
All right, guys. So
I got your email. We'll check that out in just a second.
you want us to sit on the curb?
Oh, there's two suspicious males. One is wearing a mask and the other one is
It's a mask.
It's a mask. It's COVID.
COVID.
He's not wearing a mask.
Yes, it is.
It's a COVID mask.
Now you're the fashion police?
I was driving down here and one of the ladies stopped me and said that two individuals were walking down the street and shining the flashlights in front of
sitting in a vehicle and he put a flashlight on them.
Yeah, and they kept stomping on their brakes. So again, you know, they were being very rude.
They're doing what cops do and just trying to retroactively justify their weird ass behavior. And this, like, come on, auditors, you got to have a higher standard for yourself than what you expect from the police if you expect to make any legitimate change.
Somebody sitting in a vehicle, it was suspicious, and so he put a flashlight on them to see what they were doing, and that's it.
Are they calling an attorney?
The officer is demanding ID because he flashed this person in the car, and these people. She got in his face screaming and yelling.
You have backup on the way?
So where are you all coming from?
That way.
Okay.
Lopez?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey,
Where are
Lopez.
y'all coming from?
Where are you coming from?
I asked you first.
Well,
where are you coming from?
I like that response from her, though. The old "I asked you first." Sometimes you got to stoop down to that level, you know, to really, get them where it hurts, I guess. What's up, Daniel? I didn't know he won $4.5 million. Then why the fuck was he constantly begging for money online? If this motherfucker won $4.5 million, what the fuck is he doing begging for money online all the time? No, you know what? It all makes sense now because he's not doing YouTube very much anymore, as far as I know, anyway. And now that he's got the cash out, the $4.5 million, guess he doesn't have to do this anymore. You know, we need to look that up too. If somebody could find his lawsuit where he won that 4.5 million, I would love to see that. And maybe we could find the interaction involved too.
What difference would it make? Seriously, what difference would it make if you knew?
Because, okay, but why are you being so defensive about it? That's not what I'm understanding.
I'm not being defensive.
Yes, sir, you are. You're
Okay.
not giving me no information.
So not giving you information is being defensive?
You have given me not one thing. I've asked you, what are you doing?
And you explained
And
that
then where
to
I
me.
live, how does that have anything to do with what you're doing?
But how do I know that you don't live in this area? How do I know that you're not here
Good luck, Blue Unicorn.
to burglarize any kind of vehicles?
Are you accusing me of that?
Have you? Okay, well, I mean, I could because I have a witness who stated that you were
She could.
shining lights in front of all these cars.
No, he put
you
a
were shining
flashlight
lights.
into the car where those
Okay,
people were
why?
sitting.
Why?
Because it's suspicious. You talk about suspicious
Okay,
activity.
but
Two people
instead of-
sitting in an
Okay,
unlit
but
car.
if you're suspicious, how come you didn't call it in?
You just pulled up. You just did that. We were walking away, and it's like
Okay, but
everything
you
seemed
could have
fine.
acknowledged her. How come you didn't acknowledge her?
He
You just
did. He
shined
was
your
standing
light.
there talking to her when you pulled up.
Are we still?
I'm saying, how come you didn't acknowledge her?
Are we?
I wasn't talking
Can
to her.
we
I'm
leave?
standing over here. She's
I'm
talking to
waiting for
him.
backup.
Can we not leave?
I'm waiting for backup.
Can we not leave?
Not right now.
Why? So we're being
Not
detained?
right now.
Good
I
God.
already said at the beginning.
Are
you
we
were being
detained?
I already said at the beginning.
So I
you
can't
were
leave.
detained.
I cannot
already-
leave.
Patrick, that's what a fucking detainment means, my guy. You are being detained. And as a matter of fact, I believe that you are being lawfully detained at the moment. She has reasonable suspicion. And I think it's disingenuous the way that they're acting right now. They're so surprised that highly suspicious activity in a highly suspicious area at a highly suspicious time of day makes them suspect to reasonable suspicion.
You said at the beginning you're being detained.
Can I leave?
For what?
Not right now.
Okay, so we can't leave. I don't understand why, but so we're being
There's
detained.
no crime.
Oh my gosh.
So it's okay for
Unbelievable.
me to go shine my flashlight on your vehicle?
You do it all
You
the
do it all
time.
the time.
No, I don't.
Sure you do.
No, I don't.
Sure you do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she fucking does. There's no way she doesn't. But at the same time, man, they're doing the classic auditor don't know what the fuck I'm talking about line of questioning, which is, oh, you have reasonable suspicion? Well, of what crime? As if that is it has an impact on the development of reasonable suspicion whatsoever. They don't have to name a particular crime. They just have to have a reasonable suspicion. Let's break this down, the etymology of it. reasonable, which means that most people would probably feel this same way. A suspicion, meaning they think something might be wrong. And then it has to be articulable, which means they can actually say what that suspicion is and why they have that suspicion. And then of criminal activity, not of a specific crime, just of any reasonable set of facts that might suggest crime is happening. And that's exactly what she has.
Yeah.
Well, you're not in it, so it's okay for me to go up and down these streets and shine my flashlight on all these vehicles.
You're trying
If
to
there's somebody sitting in a vehicle, sure.
No, I'm
You're
being
trying to-
dead serious. Like, will I? That's not. I wouldn't.
No, they don't have to name a specific crime for their initial suspicion at any time. They can just articulate what crime they or what they thought might have constituted potential criminal activity. If you get charged with the crime, they'll have to articulate why they charged you with that crime in some form or fashion to a court. But in the moment, in justifying reasonable suspicion, all they need is a set of facts that lead them to believe criminal activity is happening. So they don't even have to. What they're required to articulate is the set of facts, not the specific crime. But again, things change when you're actually charged.
Good evening. Do you guys live down here? I just got here. I don't know.
Walking down a public street, he sees some people sitting in a car. There's no
Matter of rights. That is totally incorrect. Please go read the Terry ruling.
lights on, the engine's running.
Okay.
The back lights keep flashing like somebody's struggling in the car.
Okay.
He puts a flashlight into the car.
Okay.
There's two people sitting in there smoking dope or whatever they're doing down there.
I really hate that, dude. Like, do not do this if you're an auditor. Your enemy is not the public, okay? Your enemy is not the public. Don't try to add these, like, again, they're doing the same things that cops do, where they're just building a bullshit narrative to justify their behavior. All of a sudden, he's pulling out this, they were smoking dope or whatever, trying to criminalize their behavior, the people who they were bothering. I can't, it's just ridiculous. And matter of rights, no, it's not of a crime, it's of criminal activity. Like I said, go read the fucking Terry ruling, dude. Educate your fucking self before you come in here sounding like a dumbass. That's what you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. Go read the Terry case and you'll see the exact language I just described.
We walk on. She
Okay.
pulled up. The lady that's in the car pulls up over here, asked him why he shined the light. He
Right.
said he answered her.
Okay.
And that wasn't good enough.
Okay, but
She
you didn't. You hold on. You didn't explain that story to me at all.
I told you this same story
you
3
did
or 4
not.
different times,
No,
lady.
you did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not. Till you
And then
just
you're going to
started
get in his
recording.
face screaming and yelling
Not till
at
you
him?
just started recording
Oh.
is whenever you said the story.
Okay.
I've asked
It's
you.
on
what
your
are you
dash.
doing
It's on
this
your body
street?
camera. It's on
I
your body
asked
camera.
you what were you
Speed
doing on this street. Walking is exactly what you told me.
That's exactly what I said, and that's exactly what I'll tell you right now. What am I doing? I'm walking down this public
Did you not?
street.
Did you not give this officer more detail? Did you not give this officer
I
more
told him
detail?
the exact same thing I just
No,
told
you did not.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It's on your body camera.
Okay.
And now he's just blatantly lying. I mean, he just added a ton of details to that he did not say to this female officer who responded. He just, again, he's doping up the narrative to make it seem a lot better.
Okay.
So again,
Get the
you
supervisor
gentlemen
to review it.
live in this area, just because I'm curious.
I'm sorry, what was your
You
question?
gentlemen live in this area.
I'm not going to answer any more questions. She's told me I'm detained. I'm going to do what my lawyer says I should do, and I'm just going to shut up.
Okay, you're not. Okay, listen. You're stopped because someone said that you guys were flashing lights and things. That's the
That's
whole
not a
reason
crime.
you're here.
It's not a crime.
It is weird to be doing it at 1 a.m. though.
It's not a crime.
She said we're not free to leave, so
Yeah, it's
we,
not a
we,
crime.
we don't.
I'm waiting to hear what crime I'm being accused of.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
She did. She detained me.
I mean, you're being suspicious.
They already said what crime too. The crime at issue here is auto theft or burglary. That's what the crime at issue is here. That's what they're being investigated for, and she could have articulated that just fine.
Because I'm walking down a public street with a flashlight instead of being in the dark, so that I don't get run over by a car.
But if you're not so if you're telling me you're not being suspicious, why won't you explain if you live in the neighborhood or not?
Because it's none of your business. I might have been a little more forthcoming with you if you hadn't gotten in his face screaming. Okay, at this point,
I never got in his
Yes,
yes, you did. It's on your body
You
camera.
did.
It's on your body camera.
Okay.
So I'm done dealing with you. You're going to detain me. Okay, that's fine. I'll stand here for as long as you want me to stand here, or about 20 minutes, which is all you can detain me for. And then I'm going to go on my merry way and go back to what I was doing, which is taking a nice walk and enjoying the evening.
If it makes y'all feel better, you can pat us down for weapons. We don't have any weapons.
I'm not worried about weapons.
It's not illegal to go armed in Texas.
No, it is not.
Yeah, I agree with this. I think that these people, Patrick and Dave and a few other people have been the main perpetuators in auditors doing shitty ass audits like this. I totally agree with that. And there you go. Whoever it was I was arguing with earlier about this matter of rights. There's a direct quote from the case. So if you need any more than that, I mean, this is not my fucking opinion. This is how it works.
But if you want to go ahead.
I never came at you thinking you had a weapon.
Well,
never.
You were very aggressive with us. You got in my face 5 inches from me, screaming, "Give me your ID." It's failure to identify.
You for your ID several times.
And you said it was failure to identify, and you were going to arrest us. That's what you said.
I mean,
is it? Is that not what you said?
Exactly what I said.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, cuff me. Let's go.
What am I going to cuff you for?
Failure to identify.
Failure to identify. That's what you said. You said you're going to arrest me for failure to ID. I am not going to give you my name. I'm not going to give you my date of birth. I'm not going to give you anything. Arrest me. Let's go. There's my wrist. Come on, cuff me up. Let's go. 3802 says you only have to identify in the state of Texas you're lawfully arrested, not detained, not a witness. You should know this.
And this, I think, is a legitimate complaint. Although I disagree with a lot of what's going on in this audit. You know, these types of auditors suck. They make a bad name for the auditing community. They don't make any meaningful change. And they're basically just wasting everyone's fucking time here. But I do, they're more than right about the fact that, you know, 3802 is a thing. And she did come up to them and immediately demand and threaten to arrest them for not giving their ID. So she clearly doesn't understand how Texas identification laws actually work. And that's a problem, especially in a situation like this, where if she had navigated this situation appropriately, instead of jumping out and being an asshole, she could have resolved this, 10 minutes ago. This would have been like a 3-minute long interaction, but she essentially handed these guys a reason to be pissed off at her and continue this bullshit. So yeah, there you go. It's unfortunate that she's doing this, but I don't think that necessarily negates all the dumb bullshit that the auditors are doing here either.
Have you not had any training on this at all? How about you?
What?
Are you familiar with Texas 3802?
Yes.
Yeah. What does it say?
Huh?
Did I not just quote it correctly?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not asking for your identity. I'm asking if you live around here because they have people who walk around here breaking into vehicles. That's the sole reason I'm asking.
Well, you guys should be out here patrolling and catch them.
Again, I'm just asking, do you live around here? That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking
I'm
for
not
your
giving you
address.
guys
I'm not
any-
asking. I'm asking.
Right.
do you
I
live
tell
in
you
this
where I
area?
live, and then you guys will be like riding up and down, get my plate numbers, and taking me out, and then like pulling my kids over.
I have no.
planting drugs on them, all kinds of
No,
stuff.
that's not gonna happen.
You know, I have a black son. I don't need this. I don't need you guys harassing my son.
Again, I'm just asking, do you live in the area? That's it.
I'm not going to tell you anything. You don't even need to know.
My attorney has told me not to talk to the police, especially when I'm being detained.
Well, it's funny because you just had a whole like fucking 20-minute long conversation with the cops, despite that clear legal advice. he just said, he just said that his attorney advised him to not talk to cops, but that's literally the only thing he has done in this entire video. Okay, matter of rights. Now I understand. You're coming off as a sovereign citizen, my dude, or someone who is like such a purist constitutionalist that you just don't have any idea what the fuck is actually going on or how to actually do anything meaningful to accomplish your particular perspective on this. But good luck with that. You're gonna die an angry person if you walk around with this ignorant take the rest of your life. So enjoy living with that stress, my man.
And we're under detainment right now. We don't want to talk about anything.
And you haven't activated your body camera, have you?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. I'll make sure.
Yeah, we'll look into him after this, Catherine.
Okay. So you said it was which vehicle was it? Pulled on already? Was that the vehicle that they flashed the light in?
Third vehicle on the left, right down there.
The one that had the lights on a minute ago.
Yeah. Got 2 females in it, 1 white, 1 Hispanic.
Okay. And they were just sitting in the car?
The car was rustling around like they were struggling. The backlight
That's exactly what I was thinking, Metro.
were flashing on and off, so he put the flashlight into the car. Other than that, we're walking down the street. You know, do we have flashlights on? Absolutely. We don't want to get run over. What's the big deal?
Okay.
You know, it's a shame that I have to resort to recording because of the way you're behaving. That is,
Dude, you're not recording. I'm sure you were recording before they even got there. This is making it out to be like the cop is the reason you needed to start recording. No, dude. You knew damn well what the fuck you were doing. And I'm sure that your recording was going on well before this all started. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure there's a reason this video started where it did. And I guarantee you that there was a lot more footage of them actually doing what they were stopped for that wasn't included here. I have no legitimate objective reason to think that, but I think it's a safe speculation.
Maybe.
Well, you're being all nice now, but your body camera will tell a different story.
Okay.
But of course, Mark Herman's not going to release that. When I go down there and do a public records request, he's going to hide it to protect you, and that's fine. That's
Donald, I do think that News Now Houston was in an ATA episode, but man, I can't remember which one. It was a long time ago if he was.
that's that whole blue line gang thing, and I get it, you know, but it to act that way is senseless, it's needless, and you are a hazard to other officers. You're a hazard to yourself. You're a hazard to other officers.
Okay.
So,
I mean, if that's how you feel, but
are
at the
we
same
are we
time,
20 minutes in yet?
let's not forget how you were shining your flashlight.
I didn't shine anything on nothing. I didn't do it.
You, your friend, it don't matter who, but the flashlights were being
It
shined
does
in
matter
vehicles.
who. So if he goes
We
and robs
have
the
had
bank, you're going to
burglaries
arrest me
and
for it? It does
we
matter
have
who.
had burglaries in this neighborhood, burglaries of motor vehicle in this neighborhood.
Did somebody
so-
say we broke into a car? That
Okay.
Well, thank God we're out
No,
here
they didn't.
shining lights around to make sure no burglars are around.
Oh my gosh. Man, the ego. This is just a battle of terrible egos right here. That's exactly what's happening. And man, I can't say how many times I've seen interactions like this where we're looking at two people on the it's almost like you could draw an analogy to the whole political discourse going on in our country. You have these people who are so far on the radical spectrum that they've come full circle to become what they hate. And I think a lot of auditors fall into this category where they're basically acting exactly like cops do, but with the opposite agenda in mind. Just like how a radical leftist may end up doing something absolutely ridiculous that comes off as conservative in the name of contrarianism. This is kind of giving me that exact same vibe.
Maybe the neighborhood association needs to get a different contract deputy out here. I don't know, but I don't know what your deal is. That whole aggressive thing is just.
I was never being aggressive.
Oh, okay.
All right, I've heard enough of you. Matter of rights. Just gonna go ahead and get your ass out of here. Sorry about that. I usually don't like to, and I didn't ban him. Just gave him a 24-hour shut the fuck up. Because that was just annoying.
Your
Because
body
I
cam will
asked for
say
an
your body
ID.
cam will tell a different story.
Because I asked for an ID. I asked what y'all were doing here. You didn't start the way you're speaking now is when you started recording as well.
Of course.
Okay, so let's
I don't
not
wanna get
forget how
shot.
you were being before. I'm not. My hands nowhere near my
I'm just
weapon,
saying, I don't want to
sir.
get. I've got a black mask on. You may think I'm a black man.
I have
don't
a
want
black
to get
mask
shot.
as well.
I'm saying I don't want to get shot. I would never get in your face the way you got in his face. It's unsafe. It is unsafe. It's unprofessional.
You guys are hilarious. I'm loving the chat right now. That's so funny.
I would never do that. And if I did that to you, what would happen to me?
Okay.
You were literally within 12 inches of him.
I was not, but okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Your body cam will.
Okay. Again, that's fine. My body cam, your cam, either or.
All right.
This is just a bundle of idiots we got going on here. Yeah, 3 donuts. 3 donut holes going on. It's kind of brutal to watch this because these auditors are doing so bad in a situation that they could have done so well in. Like her getting out and demanding to see their ID and all that. Totally valid thing to complain about. But I feel like they didn't need to do all of this bullshit beforehand in order to provoke this interaction. And I think it's pretty clear based on what we've seen throughout this video that they're the reason the cops are there right now. And the citizen who they bothered probably had a legitimate complaint.
Are we done yet? We got we're 12 minutes into this. You got about 8 minutes.
And he keeps saying that. He said that earlier. Have we gotten to 20 minutes yet? And he's saying you got 8 minutes left. What he's doing is that he's more the bullshit auditor line of like the I don't know line of questioning, which is he's trying to make it out to seem like if a detention goes over a certain amount of time, that it's going to be automatically declared an unlawful detainment. But that's just not the situation. That's not how Rodriguez works. It's very circumstantial, and it's actually pretty hard to like give a reasonable. It's hard to apply Rodriguez to situations like this, especially when the officer legitimately does have reasonable suspicion. It's all they have to do is be doing something that's in the course of that investigation. So they just have to be working towards the mission of accomplishing that investigation. And I would say that they're still doing that right now. This has not been extended the prolonged amount of time. So it's highly circumstantial, and I highly doubt that Rodriguez would even apply in this situation.
Did you call for a supervisor? Were we waiting for a supervisor?
Are you going to let us go? We're still being
she called
detained.
for a supervisor.
She just asked him, are you going to let...
I said, do you want one? I can get you one.
I thought she called. She said that.
I said my partner.
No. You said you were calling. I asked.
She called me.
But she asked. Supervisor.
I did say I was, and then I said I called my partner.
You want a supervisor?
Sure.
Okay.
We want to put a complaint in on Lopez.
All right.
And now they're just extending their own stop. I mean, him saying, I want a supervisor just basically eliminated any Rodriguez claim that could have been had, because now he's the reason that this stop is being prolonged. So another just dumb thing to do in this situation.
That's fine.
Go review the footage back at the station and see what you did. So you might as well arrest us, to cover up the complaint. Might as well arrest us to cover the complaint, Lopez. And civil liability.
Asking to be arrested too is just fucking stupid. Just very dumb. Imagine how that's going to look to a jury.
Hey, and let dispatch know we're detained because you didn't do that earlier. In my face. Yeah, literally in my face.
There goes your witnesses. You may want to grab those witnesses before they leave.
When was this? That's a good question. This was uploaded March of this year, but it certainly didn't happen at that time. And they didn't give us anything in the description that would let us know when this happened. But David is in jail, I'm pretty sure. So there's no telling when this happened.
In the corner a minute ago.
Oh, there you left? Okay.
No, those two cars came from off that cross street.
Okay.
You may want to go down there. I think those witnesses are still in their car. I'd take that car down. I think you'll find something really fun in there.
You see that? You see that? Tell me what about that statement would suggest that this is a man who is advocating on behalf of private citizens and people and their civil rights. He's literally telling the cops, "Hey, go down here and see if you can arrest these people. I think they were doing something illegal." Like, bro, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's the most ass backwards way to go about doing an audit ever. And it only takes away from his credibility as an auditor. And it looks like, yeah, this video just
go down there and shake their car down.
Abruptly ends. You hear that? I'd go down there and shake their car down if I were you. Dude, come on. Why are you trying to help the police? You're literally being a snitch right now, brother. All right, let's take a look at this. So this is the docket for David Wharton's case. Oh wait, no, this is Patrick's bullshit. I guess this is what he supposedly won $4 million from. Let me see here. Judgment in favor of Patrick here. Let's see if I can pull up this. So this happened in 2020. And it says the city council is authorizing the municipal councilor to enter into a settlement for $50,000. So he did get $50K out of it. And this is against the city of Oklahoma, which is none of this was really relevant to the to what we were just watching, but he did get a $50,000 settlement in 2020. We can look at the original complaint. Let's see. All right, so let's get to the facts. September 18th, 2019, in the evening, Mr. Roth was walking near Hudson and 4th in Oklahoma City, and he was recording. He was recording a parking lot, and he was approached by a police officer. He found a police officer who appeared to be sleeping in their police vehicle. He approached the vehicle and knocked on the window, and then it was a sergeant, and they didn't name the sergeant in this lawsuit. Exited the vehicle, he said, and then Patrick said, "Are you okay?" And the cop said, "Yes." And he asked him if he needed EMS and what is his name. And I'm assuming he just started going through the script of what officers usually say to people that they find sleeping in their cars. And I think that there is a video about this. As a matter of fact, now that I'm reading this, it's like sort of ringing some really old bells in my brain about a potential interaction that I may have seen. Yeah, they took his phone. I'll look this up because maybe I can find the video. It's the same date as the body camera. Wait, was there wasn't body camera in that we just watched? Yeah, there's no body camera. So, yeah, I'd be able to track this down most likely. I'll see if nothing else. Maybe I could do a FOIA request for it, but it's from 2019, so I highly doubt that if there even was a body camera. But if there was, that I doubt it's being preserved in any records anywhere. But to find let me Google David Warden real quick, and see what I can find about his current legal situation. What was his name again? It was Worten, right? Or is it Wharton? No. What was his fucking name again? If anybody let me know. Warden. Worden. There we go. Let's see. Oh, all right. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to bring this up. So this is him, Earl David Warden. And it says that he was convicted by a jury of sexual assault of a child between the age of 14 and 17 years old. And this happened in 2017, I think. No, the complainant is the oldest of the appellate's 6 children with Sharon. Oh, so it was his own kid. And it was in January of 96. Yeah, I'm not going to read too much of the language of this because it's probably pretty explicit. But I think I've said enough for you guys to get the idea of what kind of guy we're dealing with here. Now, I'm not trying to use that information as a way to denigrate what we just saw or any of his audits. I thought he was a shitty auditor before I knew any of that about him. So just want to be clear about that. I agree that he should be under the fucking jail for allegations like that. A projected release date is 2042. Yeah, we'll see if he makes it. Again, though, that we shouldn't take that into consideration necessarily when we're looking at his performance in an audit, but I don't think we have to conclude that that was a terrible audit and he had no business being there or doing any of that. He's never been informed enough to conduct a legitimate audit. And I don't have any good things to say about him, his auditing style, or any of the things that he's managed to accomplish in his auditing career. And the same goes for Patrick as well. I think he's a fucking loser, and he's never been a good auditor, and he will never be one. What's up, Fairlane? Good to see you in here, dude. He lost an appeal in 2024. That's not surprising to me, man. I mean, it's those kind of allegations, especially once you've been convicted, dude, it's basically confirmed. You know what I'm saying? It's so, I could say that there is almost never a situation where a child would make false allegations like that. And if there was, it says a lot more about their parents than it does anything. If the allegations were indeed false, a lot of times those types of false allegations are from, rooted in parental disputes, but obviously that one was pretty bad. So you won't find me coming to his defense in any way, shape, or form. And even besides that, he's a fucking terrible auditor. He's not a good auditor. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's another one of those people like Matter of Rights who just recites the rhetoric instead of actually taking the time to figure out the legitimate way of understanding these concepts or going about conducting an audit. It's just laziness. It's laziness and no one holding them to a higher standard. So again, nothing but bad things to say about those two auditors and that whole audit. And we were supposed to give grades, right? So I'd be giving out Fs for Patrick and David, and I'd probably give an F. Well, I'd give a C- to the cop because she was operating under legitimate, reasonable suspicion. The only thing that she did wrong was threaten to take them to jail for not giving their ID, which she ultimately didn't do. So it's just a baseless threat, which is highly unprofessional, but not necessarily illegal. So I don't think she ventured into F territory, but they did. She was a C- and the auditors were certainly an F, in my opinion. What's up, one man? Good to see you, brother. I don't think I caught you in the last stream, dude. Glad you're back. From Japan. That's what's up. All right, we got one more video in the works. I'm glad you know what? That's really cool to see. It's cool to see shit like this. We're actually creating a community here where it's not just me that you come here for. You know what I'm saying? It's this chat. This chat is high quality and it's easy to make friends here amongst a group of like-minded people who are capable of critical thought, which is pretty rare for a live stream chat anywhere, not just in this space, but anywhere on the internet. So it's good to see that you guys are getting along with each other as much as you're getting along with me, I guess. Anyway, we got one more to go through, and then we're probably going to wrap up the stream after this, or at least do something else besides body camera footage. Maybe play some chess or call-ins or something like that. But let's get through this one, and then we'll figure it out.
And we can.
Wait, yeah, and I should say this is coming from Ragamonkey's channel. Great channel. I've covered a couple of his actual interactions online. I don't believe that this interaction actually involves him. And all he said in the description was that it's Flagler County. So we'll see where this goes.
Treat you as a witness, okay? What happened between your cousin and the girl?
That's you put me in a picky situation because that almost sounds like a setup.
How's it a setup?
Because you're giving me two options, right?
You can be a witness.
You could be a witness or you could be a suspect. What? That don't make no sense, bro.
I don't think we got anything on him, but we could take him.
That's strange. I'm assuming that was the preview for this episode. I'm going to back up a little bit. But giving him the option to either be a victim a witness or a suspect is really weird because there's a vast valley of requirements to become one of these or the other. And it seems diametrically opposed. You could only either be one or the other, Well, I don't know. That sounds crazy, but let's just get into it and see.
That don't make no sense, bro.
I don't think we got anything on him, but we could take him for obstruction, technically. Because he basically lied the whole time, saying there's no female ever in the car, so.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Lying is very rarely ever going to constitute obstruction. Obstruction is almost always a physical act. So I highly doubt they can take this guy to jail for obstruction for lying to them.
What's up? You're going to literally take an innocent person to jail.
I gave you the option, bro.
That's how y'all rock, though?
I gave you the option.
Innocent. Literally, nothing, okay. No crime committed, right?
You can prove that in court, okay?
Inside one of these.
What's your name? What's your name?
Quan.
What?
Quan.
Check that car. Who's in the car with you? Where's your buddy? Huh? You know exactly what's going on. Who is the buddy in the car with you?
I'm being arrested, right?
No, you're not being arrested. You're being detained. Who is in the car with you?
What's the reason of this?
I'm explaining it to you.
Okay, what's the reason?
We had a call with that U-Haul about some kind of disturbance. So who was involved with it? Huh?
Whatever you know, you know.
It's not what.
Yeah, lying in an affidavit is a totally separate thing that wouldn't even typically be addressed by a law enforcement officer. They could usually that would usually be brought up in court to some degree. You know, it's not. There's very few situations where lying on an affidavit would involve law enforcement officers immediately. Is what I'm getting at, I guess.
Whatever I know, I know. Huh?
Crack me up, Julian.
Sure. Do you have your ID on you, bud? Yeah. Okay. Come over here for me, just so I can identify who you are. Okay. Huh? What's your name again, you said? Huh? Do you have an ID on you? Yep. In your pocket, you said, right?
There's not one in the
Which pocket?
not the correct vehicle.
All right. Huh?
Right.
Amy asks, if a cop asks your name, do you have to answer? It's highly circumstantial. It depends on this situation. If they have reasonable suspicion, then in most states you do. In some states you don't. That's what the stop and ID distinction is. If you're in a stop and ID state, you typically have to give your name if you are legitimately suspected of committing a crime or being engaged in criminal activity, I should say. But yeah.
Were you involved in some kind of disturbance or no? Right here.
Alpha Lima 73410, not one of the same. Correct.
Did he just say yes to that answer? It sounded like he said, were you involved in a dispute? And he said yes. Let's listen to that again.
Alpha Lima 734.
See, he said yep.
Were you involved in some kind of disturbance or no? Right here.
Alpha Lima 73.
I'm hearing yep. Well, maybe he's saying no. I don't know. That's hard to hear.
410, not one of the same. Correct. We were given Alpha Lima 50973.
Look, you're not under arrest, okay? And I don't think you're the person that we're looking for, okay? But someone called in a U-Haul, matching that description, okay, that was involved in some kind of fight at a different gas station. Was that you guys or no? They didn't give us your name.
No.
They gave us the name Mark.
I know nothing.
Neville Mark?
I know nothing about nothing.
How many people were in that? Just two? Or is there more than you?
I don't. It was just me and him. That's
you
all.
and him and a girl,
Yeah.
right?
No.
There was never a
Just
girl
me
in
and
there?
him. No.
There's never a girl in there?
Just me and him.
Okay.
311 advised, the victim said the suspect should be wearing a red shirt.
Yeah, I will say that him saying, I don't think you're the person we're looking for, that's kind of rough considering that you already put him in handcuffs and detained him. And that makes me think that you didn't have the reasonable suspicion you needed to do that. And based on what he said there, which was, we got a call about a U-Haul matching that description that may have been involved in a fight at a different gas station. I mean, U-Hauls are pretty ubiquitous vehicles. I don't think that, I'm not sure if that would qualify for reasonable suspicion for you to go and pull over just any U-Haul, especially one that's not at the location that the supposed disturbance even happened. So I don't know. Still need more details so far.
Huh? The handcuffs come off just as easy as they went on. Okay, you're not under arrest.
Yes,
okay?
sir. I know.
That would have been a bingo spot right there. That's when we should add that to the card next time we play. The handcuffs come off just as easily as they went on. I've heard that so many times.
Like I said, that kind of matches the description. I guess the girl was beat up.
Okay.
She was saying that she kind of got out of a vehicle like that.
Okay.
Okay. So if you guys aren't involved, handcuffs come off and you're out of here. Okay. And like I said, you're not the name that we're looking for. They said Neville Mark.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so they have the guy's name. They have the guy's name, and they have this guy detained who is not the guy they're looking for. The only connection here right now between the crime that was reported and the individuals they stopped is the fact that they're driving a similar vehicle, which is a rented vehicle that literally anyone could go get. So again, I'm leaning towards there not being enough suspicion for this yet, but maybe there will be another development. I don't know.
The phone she has is locked. Can't make any other phone calls out. Can you call 911 from it? Yes.
What do you need?
Try that. I can confirm the number of the phone shop. State Street.
Yeah, any weapons on you? I'm gonna check that, and since I don't think you're the person we're looking for, I'm gonna take the cuffs off, but you're not free to leave until we figure out what's going on. You understand?
And also.
And again, I think that this pat down right here is very questionable as well. If he doesn't think that he's the guy they're looking for, then he probably doesn't have any authority under Terry to do anything. And you have to have reasonable suspicion before you can conduct a pat down search. So this could be another element.
Work on getting a photo reference.
Is this the guy you were with? Huh?
Not.
Who's AJ?
That's my cash app.
Okay. Stay right here real quick. Let me just check and then I'll get you out of this cuff. Okay. You can relax. All right.
Who are you with? Cousin? The immigration?
Yeah. He's saying there's no female ever in the car with him.
Where's your phone?
I don't got
He doesn't have a phone.
Yeah, because she has it.
Why does he have a rifle? Why does he have a rifle out right now over a female reporting that she was in a domestic or some kind of dispute, a non-domestic dispute? Why? He's even got the mag clips and everything, dude.
I don't got no phone.
Just his?
It fell out at BP.
Oh. This?
I don't.
Not yet. That's not
My name?
I ain't
That's not
bringing
the
no
subject
phone.
was.
So.
No. Listen,
Just a couple $100 shopping on Facebook.
she said that you had nothing to do with it. So no matter what, you're probably
I
walking
tried
out of
telling him that.
here. If you lie, here, listen. I'm being real with you. You lie, you'll go down with it.
I don't lie about nothing.
There was no female ever in the car with
She
you.
was not in the car. Even though the U-Haul's rented by her in Orlando, y'all went. Him and her went to Jacksonville to pick you up and went back to Orlando. That ain't her.
I don't know.
So yes.
All right, now things are getting a little more interesting. If they ran that tag and managed to figure out that the female involved was the one who rented the U-Haul, and now this guy's in that U-Haul, and he's claiming nothing ever happened, that I find that highly suspicious. But we're just assuming that that's what the cop knows. But again, we're also just assuming that this guy's telling the truth. So, now I'm thinking they might actually have reasonable suspicion to do this. So, this, like I said, this changes a lot of things, and this is how legal analysis can be shaped in real time as you develop more facts. And this is a great example of why we don't cover breaking stories on ATA. And the reason that we try at least to give enough of a time frame for some kind of development to happen before we cover something, because small things like this can just totally change the analysis. Yeah, I agree with that you can't just run a tag and get rental information from that. But we don't know how long this has been going on, how long they've been looking for these people. So it's entirely possible I think that's totally plausible to believe that these cops may have already gone through those steps before we got to this point. But we don't know that for sure. And I'm just trying to give the same degree of deference to these officers that we're affording to this gentleman here right now.
So yes.
Seriously.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, you can go to jail.
I'm not
This is easy.
saying no or
Listen,
yeah.
I hear you. I hear you, but that means yes. We're not stupid.
You can answer for me.
I'm not
Do you have the
answering for
U-Haul
you.
rental agreement?
I don't got nothing.
Who's rental?
I'm just a bystander.
Yes, you're right. No, you're right.
Exactly.
But
This goes.
What's my arrest for again?
You're not
I know
under
you're being
arrest. I
detained.
said you're being
For what?
Because
Because we're
you're involved in a
investigating.
crime.
Okay.
Now whether you're an innocent bystander or part of it,
I'm
that's
innocent.
what we're
I
trying
don't
to figure out.
No,
You're right. You don't have to, but right now you're a witness, so you don't have to.
What's his name?
Oh, I'm a witness. Can I?
This is getting really bad on the behalf of the cops. Because the thing is, if they did have all that stuff, if they had, she was the one who's renting the U-Haul, he's the one who got out of the U-Haul, he's claiming nothing happened, they probably would have reasonable suspicion to arrest him right now, or probable cause to arrest him right now based on the set of facts that they have. So there's no point in trying to do this whole thing where, well, if you were a witness or not, or blah, 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 that doesn't curtail the fact that he was probably involved in a crime based on that information that they already supposedly possess. So this whole song and dance about we're going to arrest you for being a witness or not is totally unnecessary to accomplish their law enforcement goals here. They could just arrest the guy. If they have that much information, just arrest him. You don't need to go through this, whether or not you were involved or a witness or blah, blah, blah. Just arrest him then.
Right now. Well, you're not.
Well, you could be a witness. You could be a suspect.
Hey, if y'all treat me like a criminal, I'm gonna stand here like a criminal.
I'm talking to you though, like you're not.
But I'm in cuffs like I am.
Hey, listen,
you can't tell me nothing. All right? Don't just please. You're making me mad because I'm in cuffs right now. You pulled up on me with guns.
Yeah,
all right?
we did.
You got full 223s in that. Like, come on now. Like, I don't got time for you, bro. You put up on me with a gun, bro.
No, he didn't have one on.
Exactly. Put up on me with a gun. Like, I don't got time for you, bro.
You have the.
Yeah, that shirt is fucking sweet. I'm not an anime guy by any means. I watched anime when I was like a teenager. I don't like watching anime now, but Cowboy Bebop is one of the few that I would watch. And I put Death Note in there too. Those are two that I think are actually really good, despite the fact that they're an anime. But I love Cowboy Bebop. I used to watch the whole Adult Swim run when I was a kid, you know, Cowboy Bebop, Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, you know, those whole Toonami, you know, all those. Now, Naruto was after my time. Naruto was getting popular right as I was like getting out of the anime world. But yeah, that is a sweet. Oh yeah, Trigun. That was another good one. That's really nostalgic. But yeah, awesome shirt.
Got on 3. You got the picture up? Huh? No, you can go 4. We got 2 scared.
What's your real name?
I don't think we got anything on him, but we could take him for obstruction, technically. Because he basically lied the whole time saying there's no female ever in the car, so.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think that lying constitutes an actual violation of obstruction. And this happened in Florida. So, oh, excuse me, sorry. So we can just look it up. And I'm pretty sure that they don't even have, now that I'm thinking about it, is there even an obstruction law in Florida? Hold on. I think that there's only resisting. Yeah, there's only resisting. So it's 84302. Let me show this. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit for you guys here. So it's resisting an officer without violence. This, I think, is the only applicable statute. 83705. Let me see. I'll look that up real quick. And then, yeah, we do have this too. We'll talk about that as well. That's a good point. So we have the obstruction, and it is obviously whoever resists, obstructs, or oppose any officer. And it doesn't really go beyond that, but I'm almost certain that there is Florida case law distinguishing that it has to be physical resistance. But things get a little interesting when let's look at this one instead. This is 83705, which is providing a false report. A person who knowingly gives false information to a law enforcement officer concerning the alleged commission of any crime commits a misdemeanor in the first degree. And it can be a felony if they have previously been convicted of this violation. I mean, technically, if what they're saying was true and there actually was a female in this stop, then I could definitely see 83705 being relevant to the analysis for this. Because he is, if they can show in court later that he was that he actually was involved in this, then technically he is giving false information right now. So I'd have to see how that's been litigated though, because it reads like one of those statutes that probably has a lot of nuance behind it, and I have not done any particular research on that specific statute. So I'm largely talking out of my ass right now, but just reading it on its face, it seems like it would apply here if the officers are being correct. And yes, Domineer, I have to pee so fucking bad right now. I'm about to, when we get done with this episode, I'm going to go pee. Or when we get done with this body cam footage, I'm going to go pee, and then we're going to hang out for a few minutes. But let's just get through this one.
That's your story. You can just take the ride, boss. All right. Like I said, you can be a suspect or you can be a witness. All right. You don't know nothing. No one was ever in the car with you. No female was there.
I ain't gonna say that.
Yes, you did. You said no female was ever in the car with you.
I think he did. He did say that.
Okay. You can just take the ride too. Okay.
Yeah, he did say that. He said no woman was in the car. He didn't know anything about any of that. Yeah, he did say that.
We're here investigating a felony domestic violence case. Okay. And you're obstructing our efforts.
I ain't. Y'all pulled up on me with guns. That's a lawsuit.
Okay.
If you want to be technical,
okay.
Talking about obstruction.
Okay.
Y'all pulled up on me with guns.
Okay.
I want to hear that in court that I'm obstruction. All right. Okay. That's all. Okay.
It'd be interesting to see what they actually charged him with if it was obstruction, because that probably wouldn't hold up in court. But if they had filed the correct charges, which not saying they couldn't later do that, but I highly doubt that they would have followed up to that degree over something like this.
Go ahead. Take an innocent bystander to jail.
That's what you're innocent. You lied to us the whole time.
Hey, that's your job, bro. Do you?
Okay.
That's where we have it. Everything touched up here.
I told you that's how it works, right? He said that. You could be a witness, right? Or a suspect.
And now that statement doesn't sound quite as bad as it did when we first started this episode, does it? I mean, it kind of makes sense in a way, especially if what these officers are saying is true. Which, granted, they would have all the time in the world to develop that and figure it out after this arrest. So, yeah, I mean it comes off really weird with zero context. You can either be a witness or a suspect, but in this situation, it seems pretty relevant and applicable and like a legitimate way to interpret this whole situation at a face value. You know, maybe more details would change that, but yeah, and this is a great example of why you should never say anything to the cops. I mean, his statements got him arrested here. So instead, if you get questioned by the cops at any time, just saying, I'd like to invoke my right to silence is a big time powerful tool. And this is a great example of why.
I don't understand nothing you saying.
Why?
I don't understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a seat. Put your leg
We were investigating a felony domestic violence case. You lied to us, said there was no female ever in the car.
I never said that. I never said that. I don't understand.
It's on camera. It
Let
said
it
who
be.
always...
Okay, let it be.
Okay.
He
It's on
did
camera.
say that.
Okay.
He 100% said that.
Mr. Putnam, all right, look, I'm going to give you one chance if you want to talk your way out of the back of this car and explain to us what happened.
I'm a
Because
bystander.
look, she's saying that you're the one that's trying to like de-escalate things and that you're not even involved. But when we get here and you lie to us during our
I
official...
didn't lie. I'm a bystander. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
That's the thing too, man. Is like he's got such an open door to get out of this whole situation. If he would just tell them what he saw, especially if like what the woman is saying is true, that he was trying to help her. Why not help her now? Why this is just such a stupid hill to die on, man. Like this is not worth it. Just fucking help them. I mean, and I get it. Hey, you don't want to be a snitch. I get that, Urka. But at the same time, bro, if your boy is beating up on females to the point where she had to call the cops and then you guys stole her U-Haul, I don't know if that's a dude that's worth going to jail for. You know what I mean? So just, I get you can't rap, but at the same time, dude, don't have shitty friends that put you in situations where they expect you to lie for them and cover up their crimes, cover up them beating up a woman, supposedly, allegedly. You know, this is just not something to go to jail over.
Do you want to tell us what happened, or would you rather take the ride for obstruction?
Ride for what?
For lying to us.
I didn't lie to you about nothing.
Okay. Do you want to tell us what happened and possibly not go to jail?
Jail for what?
Obstruction.
Obstruction for what? What I do?
For lying to the police.
I didn't lie to you, bro. I didn't lie to you.
Okay. I asked if there was ever...
I'm a bystander, bro. I'm innocent, bro. Just let me go, bro.
That's what I'm asking you.
Okay, let me go.
Do you want to tell us what happened?
That's a fair critique, Miro. Do I keep quiet or do I talk to the cops? Well, it's highly circumstantial. You know, I think that in this situation, both options could have worked. If he had just remained silent the entire time, he probably wouldn't have went to jail. And even if he did, he wouldn't have given them all of this incriminating evidence that they could use for a conviction. But I mean, if he had just helped them with their investigation, that he was clearly not directly involved in committing any criminal activity, seems like he was the good guy here. I just don't think this is worth it. It's up to you ultimately to decide when you think invoking your right to remain silent is appropriate. And it's a very fine line to walk. But you know, there are practical considerations beyond just whether or not you're surrendering your rights in the moment to consider whenever you're interacting with the cops. This is something I talked about in the book, that invoking your right to silence is almost always the best thing to do if you don't know what you're doing. But if you have a legitimate, reasonable explanation that can dispel an officer's suspicions about you, you should just be forthcoming with that information. It's almost never detrimental to prove your innocence to someone. But again, it's so highly circumstantial that it's always safer to just invoke your right to silence rather than try to play the game of walking that fine line, unless you're very confident in your ability to do so.
I want to go, bro.
Okay.
I just want to go.
Explain to us what happened, and then we can treat you as a witness. Okay. What happened between your cousin and the girl?
That's you're putting me in a picky situation because that almost sounds like a setup.
How's it a setup?
Because you're giving me two options, right?
You can be a witness.
You could be a witness or you could be a suspect. What? That don't make no sense, bro. Like, how do you have the power to do that, bro? Like,
I get his complaint here, and it makes total sense. His name, oh, here we go. His name is Urbquan Putnam, He was charged with resisting without violence, which again, I don't think that would hold up. Yeah, that's not the appropriate charge here. And if he had a decent attorney, he could easily crush that and get out of this. This is again another situation where the cops, if they had just applied the correct framing for this arrest, it would have been fine. But here we are with this nonsense.
You're not the law. Like, you're not actually the law. You work for the law, bro.
So obstruction is a misdemeanor, okay? Which means I can use discretion on that. Which means I don't
Wow,
have
you
to
could just add stuff if you like, bro.
Huh?
That's how it works. You could just add little tits and tats if you like.
What are you talking about? Ads?
Yeah, that kind of is how it works. I mean, that's how discretion works. And yeah, unfortunately, that kind of is how it works.
Like, that made no sense, but I'm a bystander. I was walking
Do you
in
know
the
what
store.
discretion means?
I was walking in the store, bro.
Okay,
Whatever
do you know what
else y'all
discretion
put,
means?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Do you know what discretion means?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
You go to jail, bro. What's up?
You're gonna literally take an innocent person to jail.
I gave you the option, bro.
That's how y'all rock, bro?
I gave you the option.
Innocent. Literally, nothing, no crime committed, right?
You can prove that in court, okay?
No.
I have probable cause to believe that you committed a crime.
What
okay?
crime? What crime?
Obstruction.
Obstruction. I never lied about nothing.
Okay, it's all on camera. You see this right here?
Okay.
Okay, it's all on camera. All the lies that you told us, trying to point us in a different direction for a disturbance.
Once again, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, she identified that you were there. Okay. So she's in the back of that car right there, and she said, "Yeah, he was there." So you were there. You went this whole thing. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Okay. Fight in court.
Have you already called him 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I gotta say that first of all, that was really dumb of the cop to say we got her right there in the back seat of the car, and she's saying that you were part of this. Like he's making her out to be a target for this guy if he were to be retaliatory and do something crazy because of this. And again, this is like if they had just applied the appropriate criminal charge here, this might have stuck, and it very well may have anyway, because I don't suspect, I mean, unless this guy went out and hired an attorney and fought the charge, I doubt a public defender is going to do too much about trying to figure out what actually happened, and probably did usher him into a plea deal. Yeah, she was supposed to freaking be the witness here, and he just basically compromised her safety in a lot of ways by directly identifying her and saying that she was on the scene and pointing at him. I think that was a really stupid thing to do. But yeah, man, that was kind of a brutal thing to watch. Another situation where it was just a bunch of idiots, like a bunch of dumbness. We just had a shit show today on stream, basically. All right, I really do got to piss really bad. So before we jump into anything, I'll play a episode of ATA on here real quick while I go take a pee. Let me see. Let me go to one that doesn't have a lot of views, because you guys may not have seen one of these. Here we go. This one got actually taken down by YouTube initially, and then they put it back up again. So it didn't get a lot of viewership as a result of that. I'm going to put this on. Oh, wait. Sorry. Hold on a second. Forgot I got to share my screen again. All right. I'll be right back. Give me like a couple minutes here.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers fire lanes, disturbing the peace, and use of force, and is brought to us by Steven Sanders' channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. On October 8th, 2023, Officer James Koch of the Orange City, Florida Police Department stopped at a Publix grocery store when he noticed a pickup truck with a boat in tow parked in the fire lane in front of the building. As Officer Koch would soon discover, the vehicle had been driven and parked by 19-year-old Bryson Early. The encounter that followed was captured on Officer Koch's body camera.
Big, giant vehicle. No parking lane. Alpha 82 Central. Can you show me out at the Publix with a parking complaint, please?
New dispatch message. Call time. Illegal parking. Location.
11 Alpha 82 Central. Copy a Florida trailer tag. Central, can you copy a Florida truck tag? Can you all make an announcement to have the moron that's parked in the fire lane? You can say moron over the intercom if you want. I'll give you permission to move out of the fire lane with this big giant truck and boat. Okay. I'll get the license. Are you in the truck? I'm moving right now. Okay. License and registration and proof of insurance, please. Take my truck. Okay, well, someone can get it for me. What's the reason for that, though? Because you're parked in a fire lane. That says no parking.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy.
Officer Koch informs Mr. Early that he is illegally parked in a fire lane. According to the so-called City of Orange City Parking Ordinance, which is found in Section 16-30 of the city ordinances, quote.
Let's see what this quote is.
It shall be unlawful for any person to park any motor vehicle, including automobiles, trucks, motorcycles, motorbikes, or any other vehicles. Should I just go back to being the narrator now? I think what I want to do for this last like 30 minutes is probably just play some chess. Because we're out of body camera footage for the day. If anyone wants to play me, you can send me a request. I'll wait about 4 or 5 minutes, and if no one sends me a request, I'll just play a random game. So we are done with the body camera footage for today, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to watch this boring stream of me playing chess, feel free. Love to have your company. Just going to kill about 30 minutes here. Oh, you guys wanted call-ins, huh? Honestly, my voice is kind of it's kind of brutal right now. That's why I'm not that's why I don't feel like doing call-ins. Let's go, Billy. What you got, dude? It's a sad day. I'm down for a rematch. Let's do it. All right, Rick. Thanks for being here, buddy. Yeah, please don't say my moves and don't tell me what moves to do in chat. Yeah, he's gonna stream snipe me. Don't you do that, Billy. You better not be watching me.
Oh, nice. Hmm. Take the queen. Yeah, I need to. I'm paying way too much attention to this game, to be honest. I'm not used to playing with a 5-minute time limit. I usually play 10-minute games. Oh, that's probably why my rating is so low on this. I don't really play a lot of 5-minute stuff. I'm not used to it. Yeah, it is kind of fast. I feel rushed. Thank you for being here, Amber. I appreciate you joining us. I still haven't bought wireless headphones. Queen Cersei to Bishop Don Juan. That's really funny. Fucking around with this, taking a lot of time. I prefer wired ones too, but I keep running over these headphones with my chair and it's really annoying. Yeah, I need to just commit to buying some wireless headphones. I really do. How many people from other countries have gone and looked up their own laws? That's a good question. I mean, I'm sure that other countries, and we saw the other day, we had a guy from Poland call in, and he essentially said that they're having a lot of like expression related issues in their country as well. So I don't think that the stuff that's been going on in America is exclusive to America in any way. Yeah, and there are a ton of Canadian auditors too. We tend to forget that they're a different country, you know. Yeah, I suppose that was more for the chat. I did fork him last game as well. This is kind of funny. I got you forked, Billy. You're forked, brother. You're totally forked. Gonna fork you up, buddy. You just gonna hand me your rook like that, Billy? Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. I guess that was worth it. Oh, why did I do that? I should have taken the knight. You better move that knight, Billy. You're losing one of these two guys. Yeah, it does. I agree with that. That it does seem more like I'll just say bad policing. There's a lot of psychology involved in bad policing. I guess that's really what I want to say is that I think that there are a lot of strange psychological elements to law enforcement that ultimately tend to get they get naturally wrapped up in the whole system. And I think that the system, at least in America, sort of caters to that in a lot of ways too by granting so much deference to police officers. Like qualified immunity even being a thing, I think is a testament to the fact that there is something weird going on with law enforcement. I didn't see the Fahey thing. There's a lot of there's been so many updates and stuff on that it's difficult for me to keep track of what's going on. You know, Sean's channel has been almost exclusively like a Brian Fahey hate fest, rightfully so. But it just makes it difficult to keep up with everything that's going on. Good game, Billy. I didn't really perform that well in that. I was largely distracted during that time, but we can. Let's see. I had a 79.3% accuracy on that one. I'll show this just in case you guys want to see it. Not bad. Okay. Anybody else want to play one? I kind of would play Thinker Teacher again. I think that was who kicked my ass last time. The 1800 rated guy. Yeah, GG. GG, Billy. That was fun. All right. I'm going to play a rando. Let's see. We have laws where even recording in public is okay, but recording a private conversation with multiple people is not. Well, yeah, and I mean, I think that that's a reasonable thing to have. Yeah, one-party consent states are, you know, that's a thing, and it's fine. I mean, states can make we have a granular system of government for a reason. I think I've said this a few times on the stream that if the people in a state feel compelled to have a one-party consent state, then so be it. I mean, that's just reflecting the ires of the demands of a particular community. You know what I mean? So, I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with that. If people want to be a one or a two-party consent state, I could see valid reasons for why you would want to be a two-party. Why some people might want it to be a two-party consent state. You know, just in general. The California is two-party, but it has to be in a private area, not public. Well, yeah, that's also the thing about consent states is that generally, even in a two-party consent state, if you don't have the consent of one of the parties, then chances are it's not lawful for you to record them. But unless they're in public, that's kind of the caveat to that. That move kind of fucked me up a little bit. I'm playing some really good moves. I don't know about that. Maybe so. I'm definitely making this guy think a little bit. Yeah, we're auditing Anna Kremlin right now. Oh, that was not a good move on my part. That's rough. But we can do that. What if you're on private property but it's a news crew trying to do an interview at someone's doorstep? In that case, consent. Well, the thing is like your yard is not. There's a distinction between private property and having an expectation of privacy. So you can have an expectation of privacy in public in certain situations where the two-party consent factors may not apply so heavily. So for example, if you go to a public bathroom, like it's in public, but it's a bathroom, a place where you're traditionally considered to be in private, then the consent rules would still apply, even if you're technically on or public property. And the inverse of that is that if you are, okay. Let me think about this for a second. Sorry. The second component to that is that if you, for example, if you are in a mall that is technically private property, did I just give away my fucking queen? That's what I get. That's what I fucking get. If you are on, I should just not stop and think about moves. That's where I messed up right there. If you are not on, like if you are in a mall, that is a place that is considered private property. But it's still a place where you wouldn't have a reasonable expectation of privacy. So the consent law probably wouldn't apply in a place like that, even though it is private property. So the question's not really the forum analysis per se. It is whether or not you could have reasonably expected to be in a private place at that time. Yeah, I'll probably have time for one or two more after this, Catherine, so feel free. It's okay. We don't need a queen, boys. We can win this without a queen. He's only +5 right now. Everything's okay. That's a joke. We're probably fucked. Oh yeah, Billy says he's an editorial stock photographer, which is something you guys may not have known about Billy. He used to do stock photography for a long time. And so yeah, I imagine there's probably plenty of situations he's been involved in. The pharmacy's running ABC News from America on a Japanese channel. That's interesting. Why didn't he just give me his... Did he just give me that bishop? Oh, he wanted to return the favor with the queen. See, I told you guys we didn't need that queen. It was coming back. It was coming back to us. Sometimes when you're playing at the 800 level, you can just kind of depend on your opponent to make a mistake. Stock photography is when, for example, there's a lot of different use cases for it, but what it is when someone goes out and does photography with the intention of selling those photos to a company for some use. So, like for example, the way that I use it is that in a lot of episodes of ATA, you guys see this B-roll that happens where essentially it's just like like a cliche scene of something happening. Hold on a second, he's got me in some trouble here. That's not good. Maybe we could just do that. But basically, it's just like, stock footage that people would take of certain things in the case of someone else needing something similar to that. You can make a pretty good bit of money doing it. But it's also kind of annoying to do as well. Well, I would rather give up my knight than my rook, I guess. Or actually, we're cleared of that. Oh, god damn it. I didn't see that. Fuck. God. Gotta take more time. I mean, I got no choice. Do a poll on the next move. That would be funny. I should just let you guys decide my moves. I wonder if we would win or not. Probably at this level, we probably would. He's only up 2 right now, so it's no big deal so far. We're okay. Yeah, I do need to shut the fuck up, honestly. My throat's like raw right now. Take this, dude. Come on. This, yes. Give me one. Let me make this move and then I'll read that. If in a parking, minding your own business, if the police get a phone call tip of possible drug activity, does that allow them to effect a detainment? Well, generally, police are required to do more than just, that's a nice fork right there, than just get a phone call. Generally, a phone call is not enough for them to have any kind of reasonable suspicion. And Baron, you know what I should probably do? Let me see, where's it at? Scroll, damn it. Why don't you scroll? I can't throw up the disclaimer, but I'll just say it verbally. I'm not a freaking attorney, all right? So, yeah, they usually need more than just a call. They have to have corroborating evidence that supports the legitimacy of that call in order for them to have any kind of, legitimate, reasonable suspicion. A law and mate segment. That's good. Yeah, we could do this like a Q&A session, I guess. You guys can ask me what you'd like to about... Oh, that's not good. Oh, why did I fall for that? Why did I fall for that? Son of a bitch. Every time I get something back from this guy, I just give it right back to him. Fuck. You have a... Well, if you have a video of that, Dun Peel, or I'm sorry, who was that? Is East Tennessee golfer? First of all, hell yeah. East Tennessee has some nice courses. I actually went to Gatlinburg not that long ago, and they had a freaking sweet course there. I didn't get to play it, unfortunately, but it was a really dope looking course. But yeah, if you have a video of that, send it to me, and I'll be happy to take a look. I keep feeling like I'm playing a 5-minute game again. All I have to do is stall, and we'll win. How do you know a cop is lying? His hips are moving? That's funny. I'm just trying to stall at this point. I don't know what else I can do. Yeah, I am giving away my strategy. But thankfully, I don't think the person I'm playing is watching this right now. And they're from India. So, yeah, FOIA the video. It's very, I mean, you should be able to get it, especially if it involves you. So, yeah, I recommend that. FOIA that shit. Is that true, Jesser? You were pulled over and he looked at your license and said, "You're supposed to be wearing glasses." I said, "I have contacts." He said he didn't care who I know. That's funny. Yeah, oh yeah, that is one thing, golfer. If you're talking about a case that's still ongoing, it's probably not a good idea to release anything about it publicly until you get it resolved to in some way, shape, or form. You know, whatever that may be. You're not involved, but they're close to you, then I would still caution you to wait until, if they're going to get an attorney, until they do that. And if not, then wait until there is some kind of oh fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Some kind of meaningful resolution to the case. Oh, not saying cop watch. Thanks, dude. Just because you're an awesome creator and you make these things fun. Hey, I try to be entertaining. I don't know. This is my first go at live streaming and stuff like that. I'm glad you guys are finding a lot of value in it. Yeah, if you guys could like the video, that would mean a lot. I've noticed, and thank you for not saying cop watch for the donation. That I really appreciate that. You know, one thing I've noticed with the like and dislike distribution on live streams is that there seems to be like a group of probably 20 or so people that consistently come in and dislike the video. It's like the whole reason they're even here is just to dislike the video, which is kind of silly, you know? Yeah, feel free to email me. Yeah, dedicated haters is most likely the culprit. And we probably have a good idea of where they're coming from as well. Yeah, it probably is angry people like Matter of Rights or whatever his fucking name was. Not just professional haters, but also professional dumbasses. You know? Do I tweet, use Instagram, or any of that? No, I don't. I don't do any social media outside of YouTube, even when it's promoting or any of that. I just don't have time. You know, a lot of creators have the luxury of their content being so easy to produce that they have the time to manage social media shit too. And I just don't have that time, you know, unfortunately. There we go. We won it. Not a very impressive win. I did made quite a few mistakes in that game, but we did win. All right, Catherine, if you want to play me. And I'll play the Wonder McBlunder as well. Yeah, I think the key to winning when you lose your queen is to not freak out. Because a lot of people do that. You know, they freak out. I've seen so many people lose their queen and then immediately resign. Dude, you can totally win without your queen. It's not that crazy. I've won many games without queens. You know, they're a powerful piece, but they're not the game changer most of the time. And a lot of times too, when you lose your queen, the other person gets really zealous with how they're using their queen, and that causes them to make mistakes. So sometimes it's not that bad to lose your queen at the beginning. It's, you know, it's a lot easier to recover from than you'd think. Yeah, and you can always make a new one. That's right. He's just hanging this. Oh, I did not mean to do that. What the fuck? How many times am I going to do that on the stream? You can tell I'm used to playing on my phone and not the desktop, because that's the second time I've done that in the middle of a live, just for you guys all to see. Oh, that sucks. Maybe we could hit him with the little tricky, sneaky checkmate right here. Nowhere else. That's right, Dennis. Where else can you watch police interactions and chess? Nowhere. You're getting a one-of-a-kind experience when you come. Wow, he did just give it to us. Oh, that's Catherine. That's right. Sorry, Catherine. Not trying to denigrate you whatsoever. I forgot I was playing someone I knew. I got you, though. You gave it to us. Yeah, or play guitar. That is another special thing. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it. Giving away money is your niche. You got a whole restaurant about it. What are you rated? 1050. Okay, this should be a good game. I wonder if there's very much I wonder if there's any lag between what you guys are seeing and what's actually happening in the game. GG, Catherine. My brother, Chris, appreciate the $5, dude. Got the super stickers. I forget that I even activated that. Do I want to play 10 or 5's? Either one's fine, but I usually play 10. I would say I'm a chess noob, honestly. So are most of us, yeah. No, I'm very much in the noob, still in the noob category when it comes to this. I think it takes a long time before you can say you're actually good at chess. It's kind of like guitar. The more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. You know what I mean? It's one of those kinds of skills. He's +1 on me right now, but I really want to trade something. He's in a good spot, though. Just want to get this out of the way, I guess. You're much better at watching chess. uh, oh, yeah, Go is just like that, too. I'm well aware of that. That game is very hard. I saw a video recently of a guy like sitting outside. He like sat for like 24 hours staring at this Go game board after he had lost because he was just so enamored by the fact that he lost that he couldn't tolerate it, you know? I can see people being like that. Do I have any personal? I have a lot of personal bad police stories, but I don't feel comfortable talking about that stuff on stream, mostly because a lot of the stuff that I would have to say about it would be personal in nature and might reveal a little too much information about myself. So I usually don't talk about my past with, not that I have like a crazy criminal record or anything like that. It's just, you know, growing up in Alabama around Southern cops is quite an experience, to say the least. You remember the other day when we watched on the last stream, when we watched that video about that was titled, "This is why you don't mess with Southern cops," or whatever. I said at that time that there's a lot of truth to that. I didn't clarify why necessarily, but I think you guys can put the pieces together for what I'm talking about. Michael, my man, thank you for all you do. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here and supporting me, man. I mean, that means a lot. I've said this a million times, but it's true every time. I could not do this. I couldn't. It's because of you having an interest in this stuff that I can even have a career talking about it. So, I mean, you guys should pat yourselves on the back just as much as you should be patting me on the back if you think that's appropriate. Yeah, I have a whole family. You know, I have kids and a wife and a life that I want to protect and preserve outside of this internet thing that I'm doing, you know? That was not a good move. I don't know why I did that. I wish you could too, Mohawk. I mean, I wish everyone could join all the time. It's crazy how we get, 10,000 views on a live stream, but only like, a few hundred people are here at any given time. So it's a really interesting dynamic. Yo, Brian, thank you, my man. I appreciate the $3, brother. That means a lot. This is a shitty ass move right here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Very sad. I did avoid your content for a long time as I thought it was just one more of the content theft channels, but now I do love the work you do. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm really trying my best to add value to the content that I make. And I will say that I also try my best not to steal content. Like I pretty much think that most body camera footage is pretty much free reign. I mean, the public owns that, most of that stuff. So it's content theft, I think, is a strong word when it comes to the, law enforcement community in general, but certainly applicable in certain situations. Don't get me wrong. But it is what it is. I really try to add value to the content and try to make it so that you're not just watching, bullshit, that you're actually getting something useful out of it. Yo, Shell or Chahel. Chahel. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. Catherine, thank you very much. You guys make my day and night too. Especially you, Catherine. You're a kind soul. You seem like a very sweet person. You want to trade queens? I guess you are up too. I don't want to do that right now, bro. I think that's about the AI channels. That's fair. Yeah, there is a lot of AI fucking slop garbage out on the internet. I can't deny that. I don't know anyone who could. Yeah, Catherine is a great part of this chat. Sandy too. There's a lot. I mean, there's probably like 40 or 50 of you guys now who are really awesome people that that make the chat worth worth it for other people to come to. You're being difficult, Wonder McBlunder. You're being real difficult. Have I ever checked out Eagle Nick's audits? He's a little loony, but he's amusing. I have not. I have not heard of that. Of that person. The ruling class is purposefully dumbing down society. Let me bring this up. Because they want humans replaced with cyborg slaves. Interesting conspiracy theory there. Or maybe not a conspiracy theory. Interesting theory. I don't know about that though. I don't use AI for anything except for minor corrections. I want to be transparent about that. I do use AI for minor corrections on things, like I think I've said this before, but for example, if the narrator pronounces something wrong, or if if I need to make a correction after the narration is already done. But generally I mean all the content is made by people. So this bishop is really getting on my fucking nerves, dude. Oh, I think AI is a powerful tool for content creators. And I think if you're a content creator who isn't using AI to somehow enhance your workflow, then you're probably missing out. But creating content that is purely AI, that you did zero work for, that rubs me the wrong way. I don't like that. Tricks on y'all. I am AI. That's funny. I feel like, oh yeah, I'm wasting a lot of time talking. So sorry, that's why I'm not talking a lot, because I'm down to 2 minutes already. Thank God you're finally thinking about something, Wonder McBlunder. You just been. I think Wonder McBlunder is an AI. He's a chess AI that I'm playing against right now. You're sandbagging your rating, I bet. He's probably like a 3,000 rating or some shit. The tables are turning. The tables are turning just a hair. Uh-oh. I got to be careful here, because we're looking at this. But at the same time, we might be okay here. At least we're evening out the time discrepancy just a little bit. I think I kind of have to do that move. Well, the queens are gone. I'm running on 1 minute time here. It's not looking good. I think he's just stalling now. You're stalling, Wonder McBlunder. I see your game. I'm gonna make you think for a minute. All right, now we're out of moves. I think we're going to lose on time here, ladies and gentlemen. I was talking to you guys too much. And he did a good job. Not trying to take away from your win here at all. Hmm. Wow. Can't believe you gave me that. Interesting. Didn't expect to win that game, especially not with 24 seconds left. GG, buddy. That was fun. That was very challenging. Sorry, guys. I'm out of games for today. I'm already almost 20 minutes past in the stream time. And yeah, you were forcing me to move fast. I was having to think a lot. I kind of stumbled upon that checkmate in a lot of ways. It wasn't planned at all. So, did I win all those games? No, didn't I lose one? Or was I 4 for 4? I thought I lost one of those. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm selling myself short here. Oh, shit. The NFL games are on right now. Well, I'm probably going to get some food and watch some NFL for a minute before I dive into editing a John Lang episode, finishing up an ATA script, and beginning work on an integrated ad. So I got a lot of shit to do, and I'll definitely have the game on in my background for sure. Yeah, I thought I lost the game, the general game. That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Especially thank you to all of you who sit around here and watch me play chess. I mean, I think that this group of 150 or so people are really y'all are the real ones. I appreciate you guys being here and sticking around for this part of the stream too. It means a lot to me. I hope that we can inspire more people to stick around for not just the body cameras, but just to hang out and have fun too. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll be here Saturday, same time, same place. Once again, should have a litany of freaking body cameras lined up for us to watch, and we'll be doing this all again, having a good time. Thomas, my man, dude, how have I not seen you in the stream earlier, dude? I've been missing your quips. Anyway, don't get me on another oh yeah. Talk about ET. Yeah, we'll do that. You know what? We'll do that. We'll do a whole alien stream one day, and I'll just give you the rundown on what I think's going on. Instead of making an audit the alien, we'll do an audit the alien stream, if you will. And feel free to give me homework, but email it to me. Well, I'm glad you were here for that, Brad. That's where you add a lot of the most fun to it anyway. But all right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go watch some football, eat some food, chill out, be an American, be a patriotic, constitutional, or constitution-loving American bald eagle. As a matter of fact, when I get off of here, I'm going to begin my metamorphosis into a giant bald eagle. So the next time you guys see me, I should be covered in feathers with a bald head, ready to strike freedom into the hearts of our enemies. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. I'll see you Saturday, 6 to 9. Thank you off the handle. I appreciate that. Turn myself into an eagle with AI. I'll try to prepare something like that one day. Yeah, that would be a funny costume. All right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around. We'll see you on Saturday. More stuff coming up for you then. Until then, cheers. Peace out.